Hi.
Injured in an accident? You may be entitled to a bigger settlement, up to 3.5 times bigger. Your initial consultation is 100% free, and we don't get paid unless we win your case. No matter the accident, we are here to help. The advocates will fight for you because you deserve clarity, you deserve justice, you deserve guidance, you deserve an advocate. Contact us today.
This is The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, The Monty Show live on Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. Happy Wednesday, America. As always, we are presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. Hands down, it's not close. I say this every day on this show, and I'll continue to say it. Please do not trust your insurance companies because they're not working for you. They're working for their shareholders. So when you get in an accident or you get hurt at work, somebody hits you while you're riding your bike, your neighbor's dog attacks you, and the insurance company is trying to figure out how they can take money out of your pocket even more. You need somebody who's fought the insurance companies. You need somebody who's not only fought the insurance companies, they've beaten the insurance companies, and that's the Advocates at theadvocates.com. The best injury attorneys are available to you 24/7, 365, and it won't cost you a dime out of your own pocket. No, sir. You don't pay the advocates unless and until they win your case. Talk to an injury attorney right now, live online, not a chat bot, not AI, a real live injury attorney who's going to give you clear risk-free advice at theadvocates.com. Hello, Jacob.
Hello.
What's wrong with you today?
Nothing.
Your face always looks that way? Okay,
Yep.
Let's move on. See, that was a face joke. Nobody, I'm a little hurt. I'm a little hurt because I am growing a mustache and nobody has noticed. See, no ability.
I don't think people can see it yet. That's the problem, dude.
Thanks.
Okay,
sure.
man.
Yeah, nobody can see it.
Mustache. I've been growing this mustache for 7 months now. 7 months. That's a lie. It's been like a day. My wife is going to Amsterdam.
Is this a Mrs. Monty request?
It is. My wife is going to Amsterdam tonight or tomorrow morning. And she wants a mustache when she gets back. Now, as somebody who's 5 years old, and I don't believe they fully dropped yet. My testosterone's not all the way up there yet. My facial hair is, now it's growing.
All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break
Yeah.
them for no one. You
Now,
understand?
I'm a grower, not a shower, right? And the facial hair doesn't really grow all that well. So
I mean, I wake
We'll
up in
have
the morning, I
to see.
piss excellent.
we'll have to see. Ron Burgundy says, like Ron Burgundy, huh, Monty? Ronnie, it's what we have in common, sir. It is what it is. Two pants. Insurance companies will work with you while you sign their contract. It's interesting listening to the fight over the Palisades fire and how many insurance companies won't do it. Chris Faithful, good afternoon, guys. Love the look today, Monty. Well, hello. Yeah, I always look good. I got on the scale this morning, 38 pounds down. Telling you, Zepbound works.
Bro, you're not even going to turn the light on your sign? Doesn't your sign have a light?
Yes.
I mean, come on, bro.
It's been one of those days. It has been It has been one of the.
There you go. I mean, that's
There
a
you
little
go.
better. Is
There
your
you
other
go.
light on too?
Yeah, they're both on. Do I
Okay.
look dark?
A little dark, but it's okay.
Okay.
I mean, not like you don't look like you're in ayahuasca land, but just a little dark. That's all.
Well, I'm rich, so I can tell you. I don't know.
That's
I
better.
have
That's
I have a
way
remote
better.
control. Is that better? Better
Yeah,
or worse?
yeah, the whiter light, I think, or whatever, whatever you got going. Yeah, there you go. That's way
Yeah,
better.
you guys like that better. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if a pimp's gonna pimp, I have a remote control for my
Yeah, nice
studio
remote,
light.
dude.
Yeah, because but hey, yeah, I don't have. I'm in this new place and I'm kind of out of sorts. Honestly, I'm still trying to find my way. I don't have my Monster Energy with me yet today.
Iraq.
It kind of feels like the Iraq. I'm not gonna lie. But it's fine. I'll be okay.
Are you still drinking your death water?
No, I'm poor. I can't afford liquid.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, the sign won't turn on until Marcus Freeman leaves Notre Dame. Yeah, then smoke will come out the top of it. Big John Buck, where have you been? Good to see you. Hey guys, I guess big news could be coming out of Ann Arbor this weekend because boosters are not happy.
What now? Let me tell you what now.
We've only been prophesizing for 3 months.
Where's Wasaklowski, which is still one of the best glosses this comment section has ever had. I am telling you, and I think I've had this conversation a dozen times in the last 2 months, minimum, that the belief around college football is Sharon Moore's in trouble. There is open conversation about Bryce Underwood in the portal and that he's already being recruited. And it's funny. We were going to lead with Texas Tech. We'll get to Texas Tech, but this conversation about the quality of the Big Ten, I think this really matters. And maybe in the parlance of the jobs that are open, obviously we're talking about Epstein Island needing to hire a coach. With the job at Penn State open, if the job at Michigan opens, what's a better job, Jake?
I mean, I would probably go.
You
Michigan.
hesitated. God damn it. You hesitated?
Well, yeah. I mean, you fostered an environment of cheating, to win a national championship.
Wow.
I mean, I definitely think that that's part of the equation. I mean, neither of these two would be my first choice. But I mean, if we're just comparing them, I mean, yeah, Michigan's probably slightly more iconic. But I think that if you look at the winning record over the last 10 years, Penn State has the edge. I think. Especially if you're somebody who lives in reality and puts an asterisk next to that national championship with everything that went down.
Lives in reality.
Yeah. And so to me, I mean, I would probably have Penn State over Michigan just program to program. But, the hard part is then I got to go to, okay, well, there's a reason we call it Epstein U and Patterass Island and, Cock on Thigh and all those names.
Does the Paterno stain weigh down the Penn State job?
I mean, it has to on some level, man. I mean, you once you choose to work there, I mean, it's just it's cheating to win a national championship is different than abusing kids, dude.
I think the Penn State job is significantly below Michigan. And I don't say that lightly because I think Michigan is a gaggle of scumbags. Honest to God, I think as long as Ward Manuel is the athletic director there, and as I affectionately call him, Jabba the Manual, as long as Jabba the Manual is the athletic director there, you're a bunch of scumbags with no moral compass or ethics. I personally would never go work for Ward Manuel. I would not. I think that's why the Penn State job would be the better hire right now. I also think with what's going on with the cheating thing, I think is a big deal to anybody in the Big Ten. I think that's a big deal. Would Michigan have a hard time hiring a coach? No, they would not. I think this whole conversation about what is a good job, what is a bad job, there's not a bad job in college football for a guy that's a college football coach. You're getting paid at Michigan and at Penn State. Where can you win a national championship right now? I think both of them have an equal opportunity to win a national championship. I think the problem is you right now at Michigan, you're going to lose a bunch of dudes. I think there is real momentum for Bryce Underwood to get in the portal. I think he is checked out. I think he is frustrated with the coaching he's getting. And I think that if Bryce Underwood leaves Michigan, Sharon Moore, who could be a dead man walking already, I don't know, but Sharon Moore certainly would be out at Michigan, because this would be one of the horrendous flops that we have ever, certainly in the portal era. But I think in the short time that Sharon Moore has been employed at Michigan, I think he has done significant damage to the quality of that football program.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, but again, he's just the fall guy. I mean, again, I think the person responsible is who hired Jim Harbaugh, and the person that looked the other way as soon as they found out, because that absolutely happened. And I just think that it's a situation where, you know, there has to be some sort of, you know, factor ingredient in this conversation of Michigan put themselves in this position. You know, Michigan wanted to give immunity to Jim Harbaugh, right? Like Michigan wanted to do these things. So if we're talking about quality of job, you know, I mean, that matters to me. Everyone wants to look at the big house and be like, oh, it's a great stadium to coach in. Cool. There's a lot of great stadiums to coach in. You know, like it's not just about the stadium. And I think that's the hard part is that, you know, yeah, if you go and win at Michigan, you're a college football legend, no doubt. Like that'd be a huge accomplishment. But
Can
at
you
the
say
same
that
time,
about Penn State?
yeah, I mean, they haven't won. How long has it been since they won? I mean,
But
I'd
if
have
you
to
go to
look.
Penn State and you win a national championship, are you an all-timer? Are you what are
I
you?
mean, I don't
I
think it
don't know
has as
what you are.
much aura, if you will, as winning in Michigan. I think Michigan, the brand itself, has a lot more swag than Penn State has. That's for sure. But I don't know. It really comes down on like morals and ethics at the end of the day. You know, it comes down to, you know, what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept, and you know how you look at those things. I mean, if you're someone that says, "Hey, you know, the Paterno stuff happened when it happened. I had nothing to do with that." You know, I'm a football coach looking to further my career. Penn State's available. I'm definitely going to take that. I can respect that. At the same time, though, I'm also going to ask you the question about how you view what happened. I'm also going to be, you know, I mean, that you have to be willing to talk about those things if it comes up. So I just think that both of these jobs have baggage right now. I think Penn State is the best available job currently, but I think
Mhm.
you know, obviously it goes without saying there's going to be a lot more jobs that come open here in the next probably
So
6 months.
Penn State's better than UCLA,
Hmm.
right?
I would agree with that. Yeah.
I think we all agree with that.
Yeah.
Um, I think if I look at my list of the open jobs, Penn State far and away number one. I think Stanford is number two. I think with Andrew Luck there, the money they just got, they have the ability to recruit and attract kids because I think those kids want an education. I think Stanford's the second best job open. I would rate, and then it comes down to Arkansas for the third best job open. Arkansas, UCLA, and I really don't know, and I'm going to be such a jerk. Is Virginia Tech a good job?
Depends who the candidate is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
historically
depends who
they
the
haven't
candidate is.
won,
Yeah.
right? Historically they've not won. And I look at where Virginia Tech sits. Virginia Tech is largely irrelevant in college football at this moment. And I think that makes it difficult because I don't believe Arkansas is not irrelevant. It's Arkansas. You're in the SEC. You've got Jerry Jones. Like, you got money. That's why I think Arkansas is a better job than Virginia Tech. So I would put Virginia Tech fourth. I would put UCLA fifth. Yeah, boy, that's tough, dude. Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable with that. Penn State one. I think Stanford two. I think Arkansas 3, Virginia Tech 4, UCLA 5, and Oregon State 6, Oak State 7.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to throw in a UAB, UAB is invisible.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably where I would rank it. And the interesting thing about this conversation is if you just look at Penn State, here's my question. I know this seems like a crazy question. Can you improve from where you were with James Franklin? Man, I don't know about that, bro. You were, 3 weeks ago? We were in double overtime against Oregon. And what if they had won that game?
He'd still be coaching at Penn State.
But wouldn't they be the second best team in the country, right? When they be ranked ahead of Miami, and I what is it? I think it's Ohio State, Miami. Where is my graphic? There it is. Wouldn't it be Ohio State, Penn State, Indiana, Miami at that point? I would have to think so.
I mean, I would think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, not only did you not win that game, you lost the Oregon game. You've lost to 2 dogs after that. And now James Franklin's gone. And the athletic director is talking about how James Franklin's record against ranked opponents played a huge role in firing him. But honest to God, honest question. You hire Matt Rule. Have you improved on James Franklin? And I think if the only guy you can hire is Ohio State, right? If you hire Kirk Cignetti, right? What has Kirk Cignetti done at Indiana? I think it is the Rembrandt of our generation. I don't remember a turnaround like this, and I understand it's the portal era, so that's different, and the NIL era, that's different. Bro, I do not remember a resurrection of a program like this in my lifetime. Indiana is not a football school. Well, check that. It is now, and that's because Ohio State went there, and they're absolutely breaking people's bones. It hurts to play Indiana, and they're legitimately good. Mendoza is, I think, one of the top quarterbacks in the country. So if you hire Kirk Cignetti, is that an improvement on James Franklin? I would think so.
I mean, he just beat Oregon, so clearly.
I would think so. If you hire Matt Rule, is that an improvement on James Franklin? I don't know, because Matt Rule hasn't beaten a bunch of top 25 dudes either.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way to factually say that Matt Rule is an improvement on James Franklin. You just
I would agree.
And
I would agree.
And I think that Matt Rule's argument is hey, it takes me 3 years to really get going, right? And maybe that timeline's quickened with the resources at Penn State in the portal, obviously, and the guys he's already recruiting and all of that. So maybe it's 2 years, to really get back to where you were under Matt Rule. But I think that Matt Rule certainly has risks. I think that you could do a lot worse than Matt Rule, certainly. But it's just, kind of like I was saying yesterday. He's the sexy pick right now, but I just don't think that that's you're telling me you fired James Franklin to hire Matt Rule? I mean, that's, even with this slide, even with the record against top competition, it just feels a little underwhelming for me, and I think that the problem is that, much like Penn State being the best available job, Matt Rule is the best available candidate right now, or publicly known available candidate. And he's not really even technically available. So, I think that's the hard part is like, where do you go? Who do you go and chase? What's the name? If we ask the brass at Penn State who they really want right now, if they could have anybody, who would they say? I mean, are they
Kurt Cignetti?
Yeah, I mean, are they Kurt Cignetti? Probably. Yeah, that's probably who they would want. He understands the Big Ten, clearly knows how to build a program, knows how to win a big game, as he's just proved. Like, I just think there's a lot there. So, but I don't think if you're Cignetti, that you're necessarily interested in leaving Indiana with what you've already got going. Why would you leave when you have just as much access as Penn State does, and all you got to do is win football games? I mean, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So that to me, and by the way, you can resurrect a program and have that on your resume. People aren't going to forget about that. People will always remember if you went out and win a natty at Indiana on the football field. People aren't going to forget about that for a long time. So that to me is the really hard part. I just don't know where you go candidate wise for this job.
Yeah, and I think the fact that Mark Cuban now is supporting Indiana football with millions and millions of dollars makes a difference. I think the fact that they don't have pedophilia in their history makes a difference. In all seriousness, I cannot see a reason Kirk Cignetti would leave Indiana to go to Penn State.
Yeah.
And I know I've said that 100 times this week, it feels like already. I can't see that. Matt Rule's the guy. Like, he is the right fit. He is the right guy. It makes all the difference in the world, because you can't win it at Nebraska the way you can win at Penn State. But I just think if you're Penn State, I would be very cautious here, because I don't think it's a given that you're going to improve on James Franklin. And I know he didn't win the biggest games, and I know he didn't out Paterno. But James Franklin won a lot of games. And if you were hiring Sark, Saban, Kirby, okay, I get it. Fire James Franklin. So my guess is they've had conversations with somebody.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense that you would fire James Franklin in the middle of the season. And I still think that matters. They fired James Franklin. They tarmacked his ass.
Well,
right?
But it's the same thing. The middle of the season, your season's over, dude. Like what? Okay, cool. You want emotional, you want an emotional victory, or like a warm and fuzzy for letting him finish the season. What's the point? You're wasting your time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reality of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's very interesting. And I think when you look at the money that Kirk Cignetti's making, they gave him a massive contract extension after one season. I mean, I think it's going to be really tough for them to improve on James Franklin.
Yeah.
As crazy as that is. But then when I look at where does the Penn State job rank in the Big Ten, I actually think it's a better job than Michigan. It's not Ohio State. Right now, it's not Indiana. It's not USC. But I think, as I said, and I know that you guys all lost your colons over it yesterday on the show. I think Penn State, I think it's a better job than Michigan. I think I more have come around to what you were saying yesterday about the fact that Penn State's just not in a good location. And the fact that Penn State left Nike for Adidas, I think is a problem. And your argument with half of the fan base yesterday over Eugene, Oregon versus Happy Ending Valley, I think that makes a lot of sense. How much do you think the location of Penn State matters, Jake?
Well, I mean, look, I think that location matters, certainly. I think Penn State is, obviously in an interesting little area there.
Enclave.
Yeah, I think that when your head coach or former head coach now is complaining about how far away the airport is, that's probably not a great look for your program. And, I think that the difference is like it's kind of a formula for kids, right? So like location's obviously, one of the big ingredients, but then you've got Nike versus Adidas versus Under Armour, and if you're not a Nike school, and you're an Adidas school, that's okay, but it's not great. And then if you're an Under Armour school, it's trash because nobody wants Under Armour shoes. They want Under Armour boxers, and that's about it.
Correct.
So, like being an Under Armour school doesn't really help you in recruiting. And, to double down on that, the TV deal situation, depending on what schools you're looking at. I mean, obviously it's not a problem for Penn State or Oregon. But, if you're a kid if you're a second cut recruit, let's say, and you're considering top end G5 versus being a third stringer at Oregon or Penn State, never playing, that's the hard part. So it's like, what do you have to kind of pick your poison there. And that's what, I guess that's what life is about. But I just think when you're recruiting, it's nice to be able to say, hey, like, we have Phil Knight. It's Nike. The Nike campus is in
Yeah.
Beaverton, 90 minutes or whatever from campus. We just, there's a lot of like the Eugene being small thing is both a negative and a positive, depending on what you're talking about,
Yes.
right? Like nobody's going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go and retire to Eugene, Oregon. No one's doing that. But at the same time, because it's small, you can come here, build a nice little community for yourself of friends and stuff on the team. And like, you guys are all basically just going to hang out together. It's going to be, a really unique experience. So I don't know, man. I really think a lot of these conversations come down to who are you talking to? Where is the kid from? What's the kid looking for?
Yes.
And how can you best fill that role? But what I'm telling you is that, the one thing that Matt Rule, as an example, has over James Franklin by a mile is the ability to sell recruits. I mean, I just for the life of me will never understand how James Franklin could never get a quarterback at Penn State. How can you not get a quarterback at a national championship caliber program? Because we all agree that Penn State is a national championship caliber program that is underachieving, which is why dude got fired. Like
100%.
That's the reality, bro.
100%.
So again, like, Signetti's got Fernando Mendoza, Lanning's got Dante Moore, and before that had Bo Nix. You look at Michigan, albeit they're just inept, embarrassingly bad talent development right now. They've got Underwood, and again, this is my big complaint. This is my argument against Matt Rule. You've got Dylan Raiola, who is a mediocre talent that you are not developing, that at some points has cost you football games. So I'm just telling you, this formula of, hey, location plus your apparel provider plus your TV deal plus how much playing time you're going to get, that's the formula. So being in the middle of nowhere doesn't really help you.
No, I think it's really interesting because you're not in Columbus, right? You're not in Ann Arbor. You're not close to Detroit. You're not close to, you're just not in an area where you're USC and you're in Los Angeles, or UCLA and you're in Westwood, Hollywood. You're not in Eugene, Oregon, but dude, you might as well be holding hands with Phil Knight every night, right? You don't have an overwhelming way to overcome University Park, and you're not close to Pittsburgh. You quite literally are in the middle of nowhere. You're not close to Philly. You're not close to Pittsburgh. You're not close to Baltimore, right? Like, I mean, you look at where University Park is. Happy Ending Valley is in the middle of nowhere, and I think that matters. And now you've left Nike and you're going to Adidas, which I think is a huge mistake. And it's the UCLA Under Armour mistake all over again. And now UCLA.
How are you not Nike?
UCLA,
that's right, you are.
UCLA leaves Under Armour to go to Jordan Brand, and that deal is absolutely helping them bail out of a financial hole.
Did you guys see the cleats they put out on Twitter? Like, I'm not even trying to be a red ass about it. Did you see the Jordan 4 cleats they put out on Twitter? Like, that's what it lets you do, bro. It lets you take 2 minutes and take a picture from your media department about a product coming out and be like, hey, look at us. That's how easy it is. Last time I checked, nobody was doing that with Adidas cleats, dude. That's not happening.
It's wild. It really, really is wild. And I hope that we'll see. The farther away from Pitt and Philly, the better.
But see, I also think, that's tongue in cheek, obviously. But like, again, because this is all preference based, I'm a big believer in it. Like, if you go to Penn State, you're going to get an East Coast experience, obviously, right? Like, you're going to get, like, yeah, you may not, you're in the middle of nowhere, but you're going to get, hey, let's go to New York City. Hey, let's go to Philly. Like, on our off week, we're going to go to an East Coast destination that's close-ish. That's in the realm, obviously. So I don't know. Does a kid want that? Does a kid care about that? Like, I just,
I think they do. I think they want to get laid in a nightclub. I'm telling you, it's sex.
in Jordan 4s.
And I exactly. And I know you guys think I'm crazy. They're 19 to 23-year-olds. They want sex. They want parties. They want, they want hot Indiana girls. They want, and if you're gonna go to Penn State and you're not gonna win, it's gonna be a really tough sales job. It's gonna be a really tough sales job. And that's why you better have somebody that's got ties, because Pennsylvania's got phenomenal football talent. I know nobody believes me when I say that, but you look at Pennsylvania, Ohio, you look at New York, New Jersey, you look at the Northeast of this country. It's linemen, both sides. It is linebackers. It is really important players that build cores of football teams. And you look at Penn State, you look at Notre Dame owns the Northeastern hemisphere of this, the Northeast corridor. If you're a lineman in Pennsylvania, you're probably getting calls from just about every major university. So yeah, I think it matters. I do think it matters. King of Thailand, Jake had a great segment, informative, clear, concise breakdown of facts. Monty has to be proud of Jake. Great job.
Wow, man. Thanks, dude. That's, man, I mean, I gotta say, dude, I'm really speechless, dude.
It's an erection.
Wow.
Did you have a great, I didn't, nothing, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just,
You're keeping a buck right now, we ass.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just out here doing a job, you know what I mean?
Two pants. If I were being recruited, number one, playing time and being on TV, and coach putting players in the NFL, 4 money, 5 facilities, 6 location. I think playing time is number one, because that's how you get to the NFL. Obviously, the ability to be on TV. If you're going to a P4, you're on TV. And I think the money is 2. And I think the money is 3. And I think after that, it's probably, if we get to 4 or 5, it's probably the money. And then if we get to,
it's not the branding deal.
If we get through 6 through 10, I mean, I guess this is where we throw in the money. And then it's facilities, like way down the list behind. I want to start. I want to be on TV, and I want you to pay me. So, yeah. Read that one already. Joey, the rant segment by Jake, top 5 segment from him. Proud Monty. Okay. Dude that abides. Kids definitely prefer Nike. It's known. They want J's, dude. Yeah, you know what? I prefer Nike too. I'm sitting in a room with 100 other pairs of Jordans.
Nah, I prefer Adidas,
What do I have on Jordan 3s today. So, it's known. Khaleesi, what? I don't know what that means.
That's a Game of Thrones reference.
Okay. Pitt better than Philly. Philly is a cesspool. I actually like Philadelphia. Pittsburgh's a good city, though. I don't have a problem.
Because it's garbage.
It's in Happy Ending Valley. No one can hear you scream. True. Very true. The Knuckle Deep Boys know how to operate. I probably should. Okay. They want to get laid in a nightclub. 29-minute mark of the program. What I do. Rule only makes sense over Franklin because he's a feel-good story for Penn. It's like hiring Harbaugh at Michigan. Something like that. Big John Buck. Monty, did you hear about Nick Mangold? Yeah. We all got issues. I hope somebody donates a kidney. I retweeted it. Nick Mangold is in need of a kidney. Unfortunately, PSU's quarterback, average ass Aller, leg injury against Northwestern may ultimately have cost you. No, it didn't.
Actually.
In what way, shape, or form did that cost him his? I disagree. What is wrong with you? You one comment in today and you're already insulting people. Like, what does that What are you talking about? You amaze me every day with the shit you just don't know. That's amazing. Amish chicks know how to churn your butter. Already proving Wasikowski. EW, you forgot about Rumspringa. Okay. Gumby, Monty looking like he's auditioning for the next Matrix movie. Also, Sud.
So don't even think about messing with me.
I'm wearing the same quarter zip I've worn like 8 million times.
That's an all black reference.
Yeah, I know, but I've worn this outfit like, oh, hey, baby. I've worn this outfit like multiple times. Okay. Jordan Brand making an entrance in college football. Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Word of advice: spam callers love when all of your answers are potato. Okay. Well, thanks for that. With all the Nike shoes, you think Jake was holding Phil Knight's hand?
No, trust me, Phil Knight hasn't donated any of these shoes, bud.
How many shoes do you think you own right now?
I don't know, 50, 60. Something
Wow,
like that.
so you really cut down.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've cut down over the last probably 2 years. I mean, I still have a lot of them, obviously, but I mean, I don't know. There are more that I could get rid of. I mean, I wear a lot of them, but there are, you know how it is. You know how it is. I try to wear them, but
I try to wear all mine too.
Yeah.
You move into you go from, like I said, thousands of square feet to hundreds of square feet. It's going to cause a crimp in your
Timothy.
Bro, it has been rough. It has been rough. Yes, you prefer New Balance. Call me not surprised. Brandon Butler, why are we not hearing Golish's name for P4 programs? Because nobody knows who he is. I mean, I think, on some level have to. Kirk Signetti. Why are we hearing Kirk Signetti's name for everything? Honest to God, why are we?
Oh, I win. Google me.
Why are we hearing his name? Well, because all he's done is win. And if you look at South Florida, I know they're 5-1, and their loss was to Miami, but yeah, they beat Florida. Yeah, they beat Boise State. But I think the Miami loss kind of ended all that. And I think now you go into irrelevance. That's the hard part. FAU, Memphis, UTSA, Navy, UAB, and Rice. That's it. That's the entirety of the reason. And I think it's very difficult to undo that.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to upset Monty. I'm not upset. I don't understand why you must be unhappy. Obviously, I don't know you, but you must be unhappy because all you do every day is insult people. And I fail to understand. I've never understood the guy who likes to create misery so that he can be happy. And I feel like you're one of those guys who you want to make fun of people and you want to insult people. And I don't know if it's because it makes you feel better, or I will never understand. I'll never understand that. It just happens. Monty is looking like a Sith Lord. Do I need to go change my clothes? Like what? I have okay. Monty looking like Johnny Cash. I'm not, motherfucker. I'm not. I even have on Levi's khakis today. I mean, honest to God,
Bro put on a black shirt, some khakis, and some J's, and now he's the Matrix Sith Lord and Johnny Cash.
I'm the fucking Johnny Cash over some Johnny Cash ain't got nothing on Levi's khakis.
Damn.
What? You guys are a bunch of haters. Anyway. Darth Monty. Okay. I never get the sneakerhead thing, but to each their own. It's very simple. I was oppressed as a child. That's a lie. I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, and my mom would not let me have Jordans. She would not pay at the time $100 for a pair of shoes.
Mike, have you ever worn Jordans?
Well, it's not even that. I mean, it is not. A lot of people compare the shoe game to driving a nice car. That's not what it is. Like, literally, I wish you guys could see that I have hundreds of shoes sitting in front of me. I have always loved Jordans. The only reason Jake collects Jordans is because I collect Jordans. The only reason my wife, who's got 40 or 50 pairs over here, collects Jordans is because I collect Jordans. It's a thing. Like, it's, for me, it is no different than Oak State James collecting butt buzzers. It's no, now I have less Jordans than he's got schools that he roots for.
Hugh James.
But, you know, for me, it is a lifestyle. It's a way of life. My shoe collection, like, it hurt. Dude, over the weekend, I probably got rid of 30 pairs of shoes, and it was painful to do it. I just, you know, the eye patch, is Nike now a status symbol? Oh, I think Nike's been a status symbol for decades.
Yeah.
For decades.
Jordan specifically.
You know, there's no doubt. There's no doubt about that. Darth Monty, Boomer Sooner says, okay. Wanted Hokas, but got Skechers. Happy with them. Dude, I love my Hokas. I have Hokas too.
The problem with collecting Jordans is then you start getting into things like Hokas or other segments.
Yeah. You know. Scott, good to see you, my guy. I had original Air Jordans. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. For God's sake, Oak State James, tell Monty he looks nice. That will send him into the closet ASAP, dude.
Yeah, because then that means he thinks you look like crap. Based on yesterday's, material.
I'll get up right now and go change. The weird thing about being in my condo now is my walk-in closet's 100 feet away. I'm happy to go throw on some, something else.
Banana hammock.
It's more like an eggplant hammock, but you wouldn't understand.
I know.
Hey, Monty, Dave Roberts took your advice and left Yamamoto in the whole game.
Yeah, how about that?
What a performance by that cat, because he has not been good the entire season. And he has had some real ups and downs. And he is now, I'm telling you, side note, we need to talk about Amazon FBA at the end of the show. We are absolutely banging on it. It's wild right now. Anyway, but I just think Yamamoto really needed that. I think he became an LA Dodger last night.
Yes.
Honest to goodness. And as much as Roki has struggled from time to time, Yamamoto was not good early in the season. And I think they even sent him down at one point. Like, they needed that. Now it's all about comfort due to nerve issues. Oh, well, there you go. You're not going to wear Jordan 1s.
No.
Like, Jordan 1s will be wildly uncomfortable for you. So, yeah, I get that. But I still have a black pair of Nike high tops. I like it. I collect guitars. Dude, guitars are... We were in a Mexican restaurant here in Seattle over the weekend. I found a really good Mexican place. My God. Did you ever sit down and eat tacos and it's an orgasmic experience?
You just know.
This place is, and the problem? It's less than 1,000 feet from my condo building.
You're F.
Oh, it's so good.
You're done.
But there was this guy on TV. They play Latino music in there. And if you know the Mexicans, you know how passionate they are about guys who can sing. And this dude is in, like, you think I'm in regalia today. This dude is in a full-on Ric Flair suit up there, just
how about that?
Belting it out. Right, like he is belting this shit out on TV in a stadium that is just packed. Like, the Coliseum in Rome, Like it looks, it's.
Would you, Quintus? Would I?
And he is just belting it out. And I said to my wife, man, I wish I could sing. Well, because, dude, Boomer Sooner, it's a sickness. You just have to admit you have a problem to start the healing. It is a sickness. No, it actually is very different because than collecting NASCAR diecast.
Oh, is that a serious take?
I don't use methamphetamine. So the two,
I don't really get it.
What do you mean collecting shoes is like collecting NASCAR diecast?
I actually have a BMW diecast sitting right here in front of me that I don't have room to put anywhere.
Last time I checked, the NASCAR diecast wasn't leaving the desk and going outside, bro.
Poor folks like me are stuck collecting pogs. I'm going to move on. Aggie, why can't I see Mike's comments on the chat? That means he blocked me. Oh, is that right? I have no idea.
We don't dabble in commenter to commenter beef,
Joey, Imelda Marcos versus Monty in shoes. I think Imelda had more. She had way more in her shoes. But my taxpayers in the Philippines didn't buy my shoes.
Or in Argentina.
Yeah, Uncle Phil. Just kick me down a free pair of shoes once in a while. Is that asking too much? No, I didn't block you unless you were a different name. Okay. Well, remember the shoes you can pump up people. Oh, yeah. Reebok pumps. Used to get killed for those. People still get killed for Jordans. Is what it is. Monty, did you move permanently? You could call it that. I don't.
Such as in like.
My wife is such a baller. She works for a major tech company here in Seattle, and she had to return to Hub. But she's flying to Amsterdam tomorrow morning. Her and her mom are going to Amsterdam on a Viking cruise for 10 days.
You cruise guy?
Fuck off. I am not a cruise. I've never been on a cruise, and I'll never go there. I live pretty close to the water. We're all here in Seattle, where all the boats come in, the cruise ships come in, and it's just disgusting. Like looking at all the people getting off that boat, I'm like, you've got COVID, you've got fleas,
the vid,
you've got scabies, you've got the HIV,
and I'll see you in Valhalla.
Nah, bro. Nope.
The coronavirus.
Not happening. There is no world where good old, and if one more of you jerk offs call me Unk, I'm punching you in the face.
Physiologically, it's a non-starter.
You got called Unk?
Not once, not twice, like 50 times.
Oh my God.
Hey, Unk, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
Shut up.
Say it.
Bro.
Hey, Unk.
Dude, okay, give us some context. What was this? Where was this? What happened? Just some context.
Was during the Cubs thing on the show. Oh, another Cubs fan had commented, "Hey, Unk, how long you been a season ticket holder?" Shut up. Right? Like, what do you mean, Unk? You prick. And then on my TikTok, like I do a lot of salesy thought process stuff on TikTok. And this guy's like, "Hey, Unk."
What now? Let me tell you what now.
Like I'm some old fart that, it's Uncle Monty. He's got all kinds of advice for me. No, I don't.
Yes, you did.
No, I don't.
Yes, you did.
Anyway.
Dude, that's incredible that people are calling you Unk. That's amazing.
It really is. It's being reported by Don Williams that Tech has footage of Kansas staff are dropping. Who cares? Are we really being this petty? That Kansas staffer dropped a knife and then allegedly encouraged a player to find it. Well, let's see the video then. If it's Don Williams, it must be true. We're going to talk about this story in a minute. And listen, Tech fan, you just made it. Can you not screw this up, please? Can you not ruin this moment for Lubbock? Shut the fuck up, Donnie. Can you not ruin this moment for Texas Tech? This is Eric Wasikowski. I'll say Michigan sucks. Well, what about Joe Biden? Where's Hunter's laptop?
Where's Unk?
Exactly, Unk. Right? I understand that you guys want to call. And listen, one of the greatest tweets I've ever seen happen today, where I tweeted out the Big 12 statement, and Rojo Raider tweeted back at me, nothing about crying Lance Leipold. It's one of the greatest glosses ever.
Yeah, boy.
It is
Leipold?
It is Lance Leipold. It is so good. But Texas Tech fan, I'm begging you not to be this guy. You're turning into we're innocent. It was a lone wolf. That's what you're turning into. Honest to God. Dude, that was no knife.
Monty, he was a lone wolf. There was no way that this was any of us.
And people at Texas Tech don't want to talk about the fact that fans are ruining it for Texas Tech football this year.
Obviously not.
You cost your football team 25 GER today.
Facts.
Congratulations. And what did Texas Tech get fined for? 25 grand. Well, what about Hunter Biden's laptop, Monty? Don't care. I'm talking about Texas Tech fan throwing things on the field. Okay, let's say that Lance Leipold never got hit with a pocket knife. All right, cool. How does that excuse the 25 GER Texas Tech just paid to the Big 12? How does that excuse the fact?
I don't know. I don't know if
for the last.
I don't quite know how to answer that. To be honest,
for the last 18 months, Big 12 coaches have been sending emails and calling the Big 12 office complaining about water bottles, batteries, coins. Nobody complaining about tortillas, just all the other crap that Texas Tech fan is throwing on the field. Well, Monty, Obama won the Peace Prize. What's that got to do with you idiots throwing things on the field?
Monty, the election was rigged. Dominion voting systems.
Could be true. Why are you throwing stuff on the field? I just, Texas Tech fan, this is your moment. You're here. You're the best team in the Big 12. You're one of the probably 7 best teams in the country right now.
I get it.
And all you want to do is talk about Hunter Biden's laptop instead of stop throwing stuff on the field.
That's what they do.
Because you can say, hey, Lance Leipold never got hit with a knife. Okay, cool. You still throw water bottles. That's on video a gajillion times over, which isn't a real number. Over and over and over.
I get it.
You threw more water bottles on the field than Matt Weiss stole nudes at Michigan. Allegedly. Probably not.
Allegedly.
My point is, Tech fan, you're here now, bro. You're having your moment.
Present.
Stop screwing it up.
The wrong moment, Morty. Yeah, you want to say, hey, Tech's having their moment? Yeah, they're having the wrong moment. They're too busy, getting that fine from the Big 12 to appreciate the position that they're in. So, as usual, we can't have nice things because a handful of, misfits decided to take it upon themselves to start throwing things at people, and show us that you've never actually been here before and don't know how to handle the moment.
I'll never understand it. I'll never, ever, ever understand why you think it's cool to throw batteries and all kinds of stuff, lighters, all kinds of stuff on the field at the opposing team. And now you paid 25 GER to do it. Congratulations. Monty Unk and Jakey Unk. I got an Unk that could use some free tortillas. You guys are being dicks now. Dude, I'll play the music, dude. You force me to do things I don't want to do. Truck
Next thing
stop
we know,
crash.
you're gonna start rolling out verbiage like randoms in the chat.
No,
calling me Unk.
No, junk in the unk.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Hot ass.
This show sucks. We have fun in here. Yes, we do. You can say a lot of things, but you can't say it's not fun to watch this show. Because it is. We need to get out of my way, Aaron Wilson, to chime in. I trust him. We really do. What about smiles and glory holes, Monty? Exactly.
Smiles and glory holes.
It is all deep state false flag operations to hurt. Pew, pew. Exactly right.
Infowars.com.
I really like Texas Tech. And I think the Big 12, we're looking at the rise of what could be a power program. If Texas Tech, can you imagine the change in fortunes in Lubbock if Joey and the boys win the Big 12 championship and go to the college football playoff? Your recruiting profile just raises exponentially. And so to ruin that by throwing stuff on the field, getting 15-yard penalties, and I look at what I look at what people are talking about with this, and I don't think we have the Joey clip anymore, unfortunately. But I do you understand how difficult it's been for Texas Tech fans? Have you looked at a Texas Tech fan lately?
Oh, fucking God.
I mean, look at that. Look at the wear and tear on Texas Tech fans. And now you're able to come out strong. It's the raccoon coming. It's the Aaron Rodgers. Anyway, you're here. Please don't screw it up. Please don't screw it up. I think it's so imperative that Texas Tech fan take some stock of who they are and where they are. I just think it's not dumpster unk. But my point is, I think it's really important that Texas Tech fan understand that. You know what I mean? Rack unk. Exactly. Them tortillas better be toasted. Okay. Toasted tortilla. Dude, you put a tortilla in an air fryer. I don't eat a lot of bread.
Fat.
We are having egg sandwiches for dinner tonight. And that's
breakfast sandwiches, or what does that mean?
Yes.
Okay.
On Dave's Killer Seeded Bread with the Whole Foods here in Seattle. You cut your arm off and they'll give you a pound of turkey breast that they cook like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Good.
Dude, it is so good. Now, honestly, I had to take a cash advance to afford it. But thankfully, we're going to cut those food prices in half on.
Yeah, all the groceries have gone down.
Texas Tech winning the Big 12, going to the playoffs, and win at least one playoff game is what the 12 needs. 100%. I've got to get up at 2:30 a.m. because I'm going to Cabo. Why would Bailey take me with you? My wife is going to, 24 hours from now, my wife will be halfway to Amsterdam. Can you imagine waking up in Amsterdam? I'm going to Paris and London for Christmas, but I'm not going to Amsterdam. I'm so jealous. Monty, going to be going full Dutch oven tonight after eating egg sandwiches. Bailey Dietrich, in there, have fun. Okay, don't drink the water. Tech appreciates the ride. You never know when it will end. You win a title in 88 and you don't get another shot until 2012.
Jesus, bro. Chill.
Did wheat sauce, tortillas, bottles, batteries, babies, turkey breast, beehives on the field? Sure. A folded knife? Never. Exactly. You don't say we threw knives on the field, boy. I just hope that they, we can do better, but No criticism of Kansas fabricating the knife story because you don't know that they fabricated it or not. This is what I'm trying to tell you. We don't know. If you're a Tech fan and you want to, should Lance Leipold have said what he said? No, but Lance Leipold also got fined 25 GER today for disparaging comments and the knife story. He got fined 25 GER. I'm going to say that that's a lot of jack to tell a lie. And if he told a lie, I'm here for it. But there's never going to be a way to prove that. And some idiot, Don, saying, oh, wow, there's video of this guy on the sideline. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him encouraging players to find the knife. Can you believe that? How do you know that's what he was doing? Like, you're so invested in this story. You're the best team in the Big 12, and you're one of the 7 best teams in the country, and you're worried about fucking Kansas?
Yep.
I don't know how to break this to you. You're focused on the wrong thing, dude. Right? Like, I'm not telling you, and this, again, I'm not telling you you're wrong. But focus on yourselves. Stop getting 15-yard penalties. And again, I agree. Oh, there's the Joey clip. You're focused on the wrong thing, dude.
Coach, you and Coach Leipold seem to have a heated exchange after the game. Can you share anything from that?
No, you know, it's frustrating. You know, I'm frustrated. I know he was frustrated. You know, we've got a new rule in this league, and we know the rule, and we didn't follow it, and we got penalized tonight, you know, to 15-yard penalties, you know, and he was frustrated on that side. You know, and we got to be better. We've got to do a better job. We got to find a way to do a better job as a whole, you know, all of us.
You're focused on the wrong thing. Like, I wish I could drive this home. I wish I could get people to, and with all due respect, Mike, I know you're new to the show, starter. Like, I'm not trying to pick on you. But Texas Tech fans, I hope you understand where you are. You're in a moment in time that, as a Notre Dame fan, I would shoot Jake's dog to have the opportunity that you guys have. All the other and stuff. Jake doesn't have a college football team, but that's not really the point. Any fan would love to have the momentum, the money, and the recruiting and the portal that you currently find yourself in. And you want to talk about happy ending valley? You're in gosh darn Lubbock, Texas. And you're still getting the best dudes in college football to come play for you.
I mean, geographically speaking, I'd rather be in Lubbock than Happy Ending Valley. I can tell you that right now, because there's so much you can go and, you know, you can go and see. But
mixed in a 10-gallon hat, boy.
Yeah, you know, hop in your F-150 and drive your ass up to Fort Worth. We'll see you tomorrow. You know, like, I don't know, man. I just think that Tech fan is obsessed with making sure their reputation stays intact, but doesn't understand their reputation's already been blown up because you were throwing objects other than tortillas on the field. That's what you don't understand. And you could sit here and try to say that the knife story was fabricated. All right, cool. If you want to die on that hill, knock yourself out, dude.
Do it.
The problem is that as soon as you guys lose a game, as soon as you guys are no longer in contention for the college football playoff, we're going to come right back to this story. And we're going to talk about, hey, why did you come up short? That's going to be the talking point if you lose.
Yeah.
So don't lose. Go to the CFP, and you'll never worry about it.
That's the hard part. I think you have to really. All I'm asking, dude, is for Tech fan, and like I'm reading some of the comments at Tech fans, like you guys, these idiots clearly don't understand tradition at Texas Tech. Throwing stuff on the field is not a tradition. Throwing tortillas once a game, that's a tradition. Bobby Fowler. Let's go, Bobby. Good to see you, Robert. What's up, guys? Stopping in to say hi on my 2 years. Let's go.
Nice, dude.
Appreciate you, man. Always good to see you. Thanks for supporting the show. I agree with you. We're the only school in the nation, top 10 in football and basketball. We have 5 multiple stars committed.
And why are we trying to push this fabrication of a knife story, dude?
Why are we talking about Kansas?
Yeah, why are we giving life to the Jayhawks, man? What are we doing?
I don't disagree. Rex Kwando. Definitely. Lubbock any day over Happy Ending Valley. Lubbock doesn't have the humidity either. Well,
I don't know. I sweated my balls off in Dallas, dude.
Lubbock is out there. Dude, I'd shoot Jake's dog 65-minute mark of the program. Things got to be done. Things got to be done. Joey Harper, no matter where you go, you always get these jerkwads that throw things. Happens in every sporting event. But the difference at Tech is throwing tortillas. Like, do you guys understand where that comes from? That is a reference on ESPN about how there's nothing in Lubbock but Tech football and the tortilla factory, like a slight. I'm pretty sure that's where that started. So that's one time a game, but it's become a lot. And now you're getting multiple 15-yard penalties for it, and it's going to cost you a game. I'm telling you.
25 bans, dude. Why are you getting your school fined that much? What are we doing?
It is.
What are we doing?
It is going to cost you a football game. That is my single biggest concern, because Texas Tech fan, dude, you guys have earned this. You have been through some stuff, you know. King of Thailand, worse yet, his wife says, I'll go to Thailand with you. Okay. All butter, no tortilla.
There's definitely not enough butter for the tortilla, dude.
Hold on. My buddy's wife informed him was going on vacation with her girlfriends to Club Hedonism. He calls me up and says, I got a hall pass for Thailand. Wife finds out he's going to Thailand. She cancels her trip. Worse yet, his wife says, I'll go to Thailand with you.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, and I am passionate about this. If your wife is smashing other dudes, she's not your wife anymore. And I don't care if it was, don't even get me started on that. Thailand swingers, yo. You can't do that. Tech fans threw an unk onto the field. See what he did there? See what he did there? I brought this on myself. You know, Gumby, miss me with winter at any Big Ten school, not on the West Coast. F snow and gold. I don't actually hate it that much. Scoop. Better fly fishing in Happy Ending Valley. Well, there is that. TJ Beck, whose dog is better, Monty's or Jake? Oh, my dog is way. Do you guys understand if I was single? Do you know the caliber of chick my dog could pull for me?
As he's taking a dump on the sidewalk.
Dude, he dropped a pile this morning. All right, my wife generally walks our dog in the morning, and I walk him in the afternoon, and then we walk him together at night. Dude, I had to walk him this morning because I have a big time meeting. The pile he dropped was
it unk status?
Oh, dude, I was jealous. But the best part is, like, I living in a condo tower now, you're in the elevator with other humans. And some of the now I personally don't have eyes for anyone but my wife. The point is, some of the other residents quickly take a liking to Django. And
he's a ladies' man of a dog.
You want to talk about an icebreaker? That dude knows that. That dude knows how to pull, man. You know. Hey, bro, is more my style. Okay. All right. Victor can slam Unk. You lost me on that one.
Yeah, that was trying too hard there.
Sorry, Unk, you lost me at your dog taking a dump. Sorry about that. Well, you live in a major city. Like I told this story last week, the pile that he left on Pike Marketplace was, you almost start when you've got the bag on your hand and you're bending down to scoop it up. You're like, my guy, let's go. Right? Like you're celebrating because you know he's rocking a PDH. When you leave that much on the ground,
what is it like? What is it like to upgrade from me to your dog? What is that like? I mean, has that been a good process?
Dude, my dog is way less maintenance than you and lower maintenance. He eats less. And I know grocery prices are about to get cut in half on day one, but he still eats less. He uses less electricity. My dog is a better Call of Duty player. He drives a nicer car. Okay. Lopes fan Gabe, Morty is way behind UNC status, more like OG old head status. That's probably it. Unk status. I said UNC. Okay. Any UNC sized piles, dude? Unk.
Dude, this is
Monty.
This is incredible.
Monty, Monty, won't you be my Unk? Nope. Lubbock has an airport. Can't get anywhere in the country. Can get anywhere in the country in a few hours.
Right.
Okay. Oh boy. TCU James.
No.
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
You're a homer.
Go ahead, read it, Jake.
Here, let me cue this up just really quick. All right, here we go. For once, I agree with Monty. Focus on improving yourself. I want to be better next week, next month. Focused on my 1 year and 5 year goals.
James, if you tweet at me one more time,
I'm in seminary school at TCU. And then I went to Oak State. And after that, I did a nickel upstate with the Kansas City Cheats. And then I was over here.
Kick it, will flow.
That's why I like Preston Stone's cock. And then I was over here. And, dude.
The biggest load that we've seen.
How many times can you tweet at people that you're in seminary at TCU?
Whoa, you're what? This is a family showroom.
Well, you just continue to be a
program.
Hey, look. Hey, guys. I was on the Monty Show today, and I explained why I like 78 different football teams because I'm in seminary at TCU.
Football.
Hey, guys, be careful. There's a big storm coming because I'm in seminary at TCU.
Suck a ding dong.
Like, just say less. Chill out. We know. We know.
Hey, James, say less, okay?
We know. We get it.
James, you haven't been indoctrinated into the Unk status yet, so I don't want to hear it.
My dog is a better Call of Duty player than Jake.
Bro, Battlefield's been amazing for all those Battlefield players out there. Just saying.
Shit happens, Monty. Yeah, it does. And dude, I will even admit, Zapbound kind of slows your system down. Bro, we went full foam pull this morning. It was amazing.
Take you a deuce. You don't sit there and look at it.
Oh, I did.
And move on.
No, dude, I turned around and I was like, that a boy. You ever stand up and look at it and you're like, yeah, that a boy. Yes. Was it a 2-bag pickup for your dog, Monty?
No, he's he ain't a 2-bagger, bro.
16 pounds, dude. Yeah. Django lost 4 pounds. Indeed, he did. Sounds like James has been reading self-help and leadership books. Damn ebooks. You know. Mrs. Monty to whisper when she comes home, I missed you, Unk. Oh, yeah. I guarantee you.
Yes, you did.
If I am full Ron Jeremy stash when she comes home.
Are you going to do it?
I hate it already. We've talked about this.
Yeah. It annoys me too. That's why I don't do it.
We've talked about this. I have invested more money in face trimmers than most people do in their 401k.
Bro, you're getting Unk status now. What happens if you have a stash? That's going to be a problem, dude.
The problem is it ages me, number one. And number two, it's going to look like Velcro. It's not going to look like a full mustache. It's not good. I agree with you about the Tech fans. They should focus on improving their team and talking about me being in seminary less. Yeah, totally. Did I misread that?
No, you read the whole comment.
Didn't the Saudis just buy EA? Yeah, and then somebody promised to cut gas prices in half on day one. I believe so. You have not even hit peach fuzz status. I actually have.
It's really despicable.
I actually have. You know, Ron Burgundy stash, working on it.
So how did this get proposed? I mean, does Mrs. Monty just roll up and is like, "Hey, I'm leaving. When I get back, you damn well better have a stash." Is that how it goes?
Yeah, she's like, I want a lip saddle. Make it happen.
A lip saddle.
No, we were just joking about it, and because I shave at night. What I do is, you guys don't care about this, but I shave at night, and I can't remember the name of the lotion. What is the lotion? I use a certain face moisturizer. I can't remember the name of it, but I just can't. I can't do it. Like, I can't. I don't know. I'm just not somebody who enjoys it.
Mm-hmm.
And CeraVe, I use CeraVe on my face. So I shave at night and then I sleep with CeraVe, and it helps my skin. And the hard part is it's one of those things where it just is uncomfortable. I don't like it. I have really nice skin. Like, I don't need to cover it with anything. When you're this good looking. Anyway, free mustache rides by Aunt Monty. Exactly. My genetics keep me from experiencing a lot of facial hair. Me too. My go-to lotion is Jerkins. Okay. See, I did that to myself.
Today is just the comment section show day. We're not even doing another topic. We're just gonna top down the comments section, and that's gonna be good enough today, dude. Excuse me, you just said my go-to lotion is Jerkins.
Gas is $2.59 in Michigan. Monty is growing something. Don't even see anything. Ask your mom. Monty, I don't know what Zepbound has done to you lately, but you have been ruthless in these jokes. Well, you know
James does make it pretty easy, dude.
What did you say?
James does make it pretty easy, though.
I mean, it's easy. And I actually like James. What if I hated James? You know what's really made a difference in my life before we get to other stuff, including power rankings to piss off Wasa Clownski? Having a bright light in the morning, it makes a huge difference. These joy lights, they call them, that mimic the tone of the sun. I feel way better in the morning. And it's been a solid month I've been using a light in the morning. I am wide awake, dude. I feel better. I think better. I have more energy. Like, I like it. The stadium guy, Unk State James. Exactly. You're a smelly pirate hooker. I've heard that. Free mustache rides at Monty's condo. I've heard that. You know, Albert. Okay. Why does everybody want to hire managers who've got zero experience? Now the Baltimore Orioles are interested in talking to Albert Pujols to be their manager.
Why?
He has zero experience as a baseball manager. Well, Monty is a great player. Okay, that might be true, but what has that got to do with being a good manager? What's that got to do with it? That I don't understand. I do not understand it. The dog draws the in, the mustache gets them. That's right. It's a closer. Should I try it? You guys, should I just leave it there? I don't think so. It'll last a week or so. The Unk Guy James, exactly. From skin to shaving to skin lotions to tree service scams. Dude, I haven't had to deal with the tree at my house yet. My tenant moves in next week. This weekend, rather. So.
Are you excited about that, or?
Yeah, because I want them to pay my mortgage. I'm going to lose money in month one because I've had to do a bunch of work on the house. But nobody's made me cut down that tree yet. So we'll see. Just get a fake Snidely Whiplash mustache. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Did you guys, we talked about the Holy War yesterday. Right? BYU, Utah. Saturday night, I will be alone watching this game. Well, me and the dog, and whoever I pick up on the elevator because of the dog. We'll all be watching the game. And the interesting thing is, and I'm really curious to see, by the game, by kickoff, will this line shift? Because it has not moved yet. In Provo, home of the BYU Cougars, it's still 3.5 in favor of Utah. Are you surprised the money hasn't moved yet, Jake?
Not yet. Tomorrow's Thursday. This line will move. This line will get closer to even, I think. But, you know, I think that Wednesday is the day of like, hey, let's see what the injuries look like. You know, let's see what kind of intel we can get. Let's think about it. You know, let's have a modified family home evening this week. You know, let's get our money together. You know, that whole thing.
Family home evening.
Yeah. You know, a tradition on Sunday night in the LDS community. We're not doing that on Sunday night this week. We're doing it on Wednesday.
Hey, asshole.
It's Mondays. I know. It's Mondays. It's Mondays. I know. It's Mondays. It's actually Monday night.
Family home evening on Sunday night.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, you're not allowed to go to the grocery store, but fucking we'll still get together and eat nothing. Except
I mean, we're not supposed to make anybody work on Sundays, but you're working anyway.
Which, you know, most people don't abide by. The fact that you worked in a BYU family home evening reference was very well done.
Thank you. Yeah, so I do think that the number is going to move tomorrow. I think.
You think it'll start moving?
Yeah, tomorrow I think it'll start moving, and I think it'll probably eventually get to 2.5.
I'm interested to see how this plays out. I'm interested to see how this goes. But when we talk about this game being, it's a pretty good rivalry, right?
Mm-hmm. Emotionally speaking, yes.
So is anybody surprised about death threats? Is anybody surprised that when we start talking about this game, and this is amazing to me. This is amazing to me. And I hope people understand that I am not joking about this in any way, shape, or form. This BYU fan got arrested for threatening to kill Utah fans at Lavelle Edwards Stadium. And not jokingly. I kid you not. He is not joking when he says that he's going to stab people. And if I had room in my files, I would add it, but StreamYard hates me.
Yeah, I didn't put it in there because I didn't know we wanted to show, buddy.
Here's the... Oh, I want to show him. I want people to know who this guy is. Here's the dude. I'll be at LES on Saturday. Any Ute fan I see is dead. Mark my words. Dude, you should log off. Nah, anyone wearing red on Saturday is getting shot. Like, what do you even make of? Is it brain damage? Is it drug use? Both? One from the other? This is not normal.
I think it's worse, dude. I think it's... I don't think it's any of that. I think it's our culture right now. Honestly, I think it's our culture right now. Dude. I think that this
This is what we do on Twitter and social media, and I think that the recent events with Charlie Kirk at UVU are probably in that particular area playing a role on Twitter. In my opinion, that happened. I think that kind of stirred the pot, obviously, emotionally speaking, for people who live there, as it would for anybody. Hell, it stirred my emotional pot without a doubt. But the idea that this cat's on Twitter saying, "Hey, if you're wearing red, I'm going to shoot you," that just can't. That just is not. It's just not acceptable. And he had a chance to dip out of the conversation and not get arrested and not, have, legal action taken against him, when Buddy said, "Hey, you got to log off, or you should log off." And then he doubled down on it. So I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Is this guy just taking it so far and he thinks he's joking, or was he being dead ass serious that he would actually shoot people? Because now the problem is now I can't be like, nah, he'd never shoot anybody. Yeah, actually, with all due respect, that looks like someone who would shoot somebody, honestly, with what we've seen. So it's hard to be like, yeah, he was just joking.
Yeah, I don't. This isn't funny. No. And I hope that we take this seriously, because I think this kind of thing you can't joke about at all. I've always wondered, when people say such things, how they can think, quote, "Yeah, that's a good thing to say." Yeah, I think I'm going to tweet that. Right? Like, bro.
But they're not thinking that.
If you're employed, does he lose his job?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably.
And isn't this just another indictment on BYU fan? Like, BYU fans have had some weird things. Not sunshine blazing off of a building across the way every day at this time, and I forget to close the blinds. But they've had, like, the Duke volleyball thing.
Well, look, I think it's easy to hate on them, right? Like, it's easy to be like, yeah, dude, like, this is BYU. Like, obviously, everyone loves to pull the Mormon card. It's just easy. I mean, as an opposing fan base, it's easy, but that's not what you should do. That's not really, to me, that's not what I would call that chirping someone. That's not a respectful chirp. That's a taking it too far thing, because it's religion. And
I'd be like saying family home evenings on Sunday, like.
Yeah, I mean, that's just me making a mistake and not, not saying Monday. I mean, come on, dude. I didn't mean anything by it. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I'm going to say he doesn't follow the honor code either.
See, the honor code is the easy button, right? With all due respect to Mike. I mean, that's easy.
Rule number 1 before you go and put your mouth in motion, make sure your brain is engaged. Right? Betty quoted Bible every Sunday on Twitter before being a toxic asshole every other day. You remember Rock and Rant? You remember Dan Cilio when he was like doing the whole Miami Hurricanes post game? Stick 'em. You remember, like, wanting to shut up. Like, it's just, that's the kind of thing that you just can't do. What a wreck that guy was. That's the kind of thing you just can't do. And I find it remarkable that this happens so often. Right. So often. And I understand it. It's why we have fanatic, right? That's why they're called fanatics. And I just think that it is really interesting that people don't seem to really think that there's going to be repercussions for what they say. It puts the lotion on. Okay. Cilio, I knew him. Hello, roid rage. Bro, you're not kidding. I like that, Tim. You like what? What do you mean? People have no chill. They have no chill whatsoever. Hey, Rock and Rant, just out of curiosity, do you believe Louisville's a trap game? I was looking at this matchup last night. I'm worried. I'm a little worried for Miami. Now, if this game was in Louisville, I'd be like, oh. But it's at Hard Rock. But I'm going to be interested to see how Miami comes out. Like you're talking about the number 2 team in the country now in Miami. And I'll be really interested to see how it does Bain, because I think Bain's a legitimate Heisman Trophy candidate. We talked about this on the show yesterday. Honestly, I think Bain's a legitimate, he could win it. It's going to be tough, but he could win it, especially if they go undefeated. I'm really curious because one of these games on their schedule has to be a trap game, right? It has to be.
Well, remember Louisville last year, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But now it's so easy down the stretch. Louisville, Stanford, SMU in Dallas. And Lashley's going to have them tuned up before he leaves for Penn State. Kidding. We all know he's going to Arkansas. Syracuse, NC State, at Vatech, at Pitt. One of those has to be a trap game.
Bro says he's not concerned.
Bro says he's not concerned. Right there. I thought it was before the season. I'm not remotely worried about it. Moss is a statue. He's going to get crushed. Trap games likely to come later. Louisville as close to 1-4 as 4-1. Well, that I agree with. But man, you're getting everybody's best shot now. You're getting everybody's best shot because you're not like Bain is. He's a target now. Every game the rest of the year is a trap game for Miami, giving their history of losing a game they are not supposed to. Well, giving Mario's history.
Yeah.
I mean, has Mario Cristobal ever been in this position? Yes, and he's blown it. Like, it worries you. Eric Wasikowski, they throw octopus in Detroit because in 52 it took 8 games to win the cup. Okay. If you throw an octopus on the ice and nobody watches, did it really happen?
No.
I hate the Red Wings. Everyone is gunning for Miami. Got prepared for each game as though it's a potential trap game. Totally agree.
Yeah, but they have one of the easiest schedules going home, dude. Come on.
They really do.
There's no excuse, dude. Like,
and
I don't want to.
That's not their fault.
It's not their fault, but it's the reality of it, bro. It's the reality of it. Like, I don't want to. I'm here for trap game conversations, but I'm not here for poor Miami, dude. You've got an easy ass schedule coming home, dude. Come on.
Well, who's saying poor Miami?
Well, just that this is a trap game in Louisville, and oh man, Cristobal has a history of losing. Okay, I mean that's true, but I'm not. It's very black and white. You should win these games. There's no question about it. You lose these games, you got to start having a conversation about why you're losing games where you're clearly the better team. I mean, it's just it's really that simple. Like there should these other conferences don't have the cakewalk of a schedule to finish the season the way the ACC does, and that's where I say
But I also think you have to be nervous. You have to be nervous about Carson Beck's going to make a mistake. And it is a game like this where he could. This is what worries me about Carson Beck. I will question the guy even after if they win a national championship and he is the MVP. I'm still going to question whether Carson Beck can win a national championship for Miami. But it's games like this where you need him. Just don't screw it up, kid. That's what I would say. Mario has 2 different coordinators now to help make sure that doesn't happen. Well, but there's one common denominator. You can only play the games. You can only go through the schedule. I hope you're right. I think college football is better when Miami's good. There's no doubt. Gas station glizzy roller is Jake's trap game. I totally agree.
Man, wow, totally
agree. SMU and Pitt, best chance for Miami to lose one. Pitt's always tough because Pitt plays tough, and that game's. Did you guys hear about the field in Pittsburgh? Like the Steelers and Bengals complained to the NFLPA, who went and complained to the NFL about the conditions that used to be Heinz Field. They're so bad. I will never understand how NFL franchises cannot get their fields correct.
How is it so difficult? Like dude,
And
Major League Baseball is
it.
out here, bro. Major League Baseball is out here making it look beautiful, like works of art before the game. And you're out here struggling to make sure that the kicker for Pittsburgh doesn't break his leg kicking a kick. Like, do you guys understand that, dude? Like his foot legitimately goes in the ground, what, 6 inches at least? Like, he falls over because of how far into the ground.
The flex in his knee. Oh, yeah. The whole thing is just, it's really weird to me.
And it's wild to me that there's different surfaces. That's the other thing I don't get. Like, I understand indoor, outdoor.
Right.
But if you have an outdoor stadium, it should be full grass. Simple as that. There should be it should be full grass, and you should have a heating system underneath if you're in a winter climate.
Is
Simple
the
as
Miami Syracuse at Miami or at the JMU Dome? What's the JMU Dome? I thought it was the JMA Dome. Isn't that a wireless company? Why am I going to look this up? I don't really care.
Because it's a stadium guy.
Pretty sure that Syracuse's football stadium is JMA Dome. Come on, spell it right, you stupid. Yes, they play at the JMA Wireless Dome in Syracuse, New York.
Hey, James, dude, if your name is the stadium guy, you should probably know it's the JMA Dome, not the JMU Dome.
Pretty sure that makes you a fraud. Pretty sure that makes you. Are you sure she was a Walmart manager and not a Target manager? I know, easily confused. It's in Miami, by the way. I'm not one to just bet Miami. I'm not dumb after 20 years, but I'm definitely betting Miami to cover. I'm not betting Miami, says the guy who's betting Miami to cover. Hard Rock going to be pretty damn full by the end of the first quarter. Traffic hell, late arrival. Dude, I hate that stadium. If there's a university, yeah, Hard Rock. I just wish the politics in South Beach weren't so gosh dang dysfunctional. I think she was a Dollar Tree manager. Okay. JMU equals James Madison University. I agree. We're going to have to put you in timeout now, James. You should go to confession on the way home from seminary at TCU. I'm sorry, an intensive seminary at TCU. Yes, Monty, you are correct.
Tell you what now.
I'm still used to calling it the Carrier Dome. So what does that got to do with screwing up their name? You know, I mean, you owe us all an apology. You misled us to believe it was something that it's not. We thought Syracuse played at JMU. Now what am I supposed to, how am I supposed to unthink that Syracuse plays at James Madison University? It has always been bad. Live grass with Three Rivers coming together, keeping it foggy and wet.
Here, let me be an asshole. That's an excuse. You're an NFL franchise, dude. Learn how to grow grass.
Why are you not playing on sport turf? More injuries on grass than sport turf. I think we know that. I just, there's no excuse for it. That's about Chris Faithful, $25,000 fine for disparaging.
Yep.
Okay. Random. This semester, TCU for James. Next semester, SMU. Guys. I was talking to Eric Dickerson the other day, and we
First of all, the 10-gallon hat on Eric was incredible.
Let me tell you something about his saddle. They leave sores. Saddle sores from Dickerson.
Hi,
Anyway,
this is James. Welcome back.
We got intensive at SMU with Eric Dickerson, and charges may be forthcoming, but it was worth it. Not making an excuse, just saying that has always been bad there. Well, and they played on concrete. Remember that when they had that terrible turf? Oh. No way, Joseph. My class last week was amazing. TCU class of 29.
Can I, James, quick question, dude. Is there ever any profit off of this certificate you're getting? Like, what's the benefit of this? Like, so is the benefit just that you can be the pastor at your chosen church, or what are we doing? I'm just asking for a friend, bro.
I don't even know. And I want to know. I do. Before we get to the NFL, I do want to get to the story on the Pope. I mean, I hate the Pope, right? He's a Sox fan.
First of all, how do you how do you choose to still accept that organization after what they've done? It's a question of his character, dude.
This asshole is in the Pope-mobile. This guy is in the Pope-mobile, and somebody in the crowd yells, "Go Cubs!" And he yells, "They lost." We got chirped from the Pope-mobile. I don't know how you sink lower than that, Jed Hoyer. You got chirped by the Pope, bro. The pontiff came out and laid a fan out because you wouldn't pay for pitching or a third baseman who could hit. These are the price you pay for being a crappy front office. And I'm amazed by it. He did this in St. Peter's Square in front of 30,000 people. And he 100%, I mean 100%, chirped a Cubs fan who yelled, "Go Cubs," because they know, shut up, Jake, because they know that he is a White Sox fan. And I just don't have any, rectally speaking, I don't have anything nice in my life. And I probably don't deserve
God's
it as
name, image, and likeness.
But when bro is rolling heavy in the Pope-mobile and he is laying out the Chicago Cubs, at what point do I just realize this is the fucking basement? This is the bottom. This is
underground, the basement, bro.
Bro, this better be the bottom. This better be like the bad of the bad. Because this fucking guy laying out the Cubs from the Pontiff-mobile, he's not even behind glass.
Bro, who's next? The Queen of England?
I mean, it's wild to me. Yeah, what? Like Ghislaine Maxwell can't chirp a Cub fan? Like we can't get
dude, Gandhi?
He's dead. And he's probably still chirping Cub fans.
Yeah, from the grave, dude.
We can't. The Pope, this fucking guy, laid out Cubs fans.
Who's next, Barack?
Like, who's also a White Sox fan? Like how? This is the life I live.
Are we clear on that?
I don't have any joy.
Well, why don't you just pull a Pastor James and be a Dodger fan because you live there at one point?
I hate the Dodgers. I hate the Dodgers. They're better than the Cubs. No, this has to be the end. The Pope just said you're going to hell, Monty. Unk. You're going to hell, Unk. And again, I just want to point this out. All of this happened as soon as James said, I'm rooting for the Cubs.
And I'll see you in Valhalla.
Oak State James, undefeated. Undefeated, snatching victory and putting it in the jaws of defeat. Oak State James. Rest in peace, Oak State James, because now horny James, he has risen. Oak State James came out of the tomb. He is now horny James, the TCU fan. Drives a Chapel.
And his horny James mobile is still the shit box.
And dude just keeps going. He just keeps going.
Yeah. See, look at that Pope mobile.
I mean, what does the Pope mobile have
James,
on?
what are you doing? What are you doing in this picture right here, James? What is, like, is this you pulling up to the rectory trying to get new candidates in, or what is this?
I believe that this is an actual picture of Oak State James pulling up to TCU Seminary School where he's doing an intensive.
Interviewing all the randoms that walk in.
Just so you can go to Pound Town.
Right? I mean, he's,
Bro said, hey, you over there in the blue shirt, get your ass over here.
Seems like a great opportunity to slurp and splash.
Anyway, yeah, we got chirped by the Pope.
Damn.
I feel like this is a huge L. This is a loss.
Mike's comment, dude. Mike's comment. Read Mike's comment right there.
James standing up, blessing all the teams except for the Oklahoma Sooners. You believe this guy fucking chirped a Cub fan?
It's unbelievable, bro.
Like from the and the amazing thing is he did it from the Pope mobile.
Yeah, just rolling on by. That's what the Pope does.
Bro, you like pretty much Jesus on earth dropped a bomb on Cub fans, and I'm amazed. And honestly, I feel like he does even resemble Oak State James.
Yes.
Right? He resembles Oak State James. Here's a picture of the Pope. Here's Oak State James.
I mean, the resemblance is uncanny.
Oh,
dude.
my bad. Wrong picture. But he the Pope is wearing a Cubs hat. Help me. No, he's wearing a White Sox hat. Help me. Like, how any other team, even be a Packer fan, jerk off. Like, be a Packer. Don't be a White Sox fan. How are you? Like, how did they blow smoke through the chimney for a White Sox fan?
Well, it is white smoke.
But the White Sox don't win anything. How did they get a Pope?
It's a fair question.
Is it because they're martyrs? Is the Pope being a White Sox fan martyrdom? Because the guy chirped a Cub fan into hell.
I mean, how much swag do you have to chirp a Cub fan from the Pope mobile?
Like, but honest to God, if you get annihilated by the Pope, you skip the rapture, right? It's like the express elevator to hell. You're down there. Dude, seriously, you are down there, and
I'll see you in Valhalla.
You are you're down there like Lewinskying Ted Bundy. Like, you are just down there filleting the worst men in the world.
Dude,
I never sucked any ding dongs.
That is your life. And that is, anyway, probably too much.
Look,
could be worse.
The comparison's uncanny, dude.
He could have been a Rockies fan. No, I don't think so. I will be making my acceptance speech before the game. Okay.
Okay.
Like looks looks like old George Bush. You think? Oh, the brow line is not dissimilar. The brow line is definitely not dissimilar. I will give you that. Can you believe this guy did that?
I don't know, dude. I think James and the Pope look similar. There is a resemblance.
You think there is?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a... Dude, I need to shave.
Brother.
They do have similar... But James has huge teeth.
Bro.
What? Am I wrong? You're telling me I'm wrong.
No, we asked.
Yeah, he's got some teeth. There's nothing wrong with that.
All of James's teeth. The Bucky destroying chompers on Oak State used to be James. Yeah, I got to shave because this is the look I'm trying to avoid.
But that's what the wife wants.
Better find it.
Monty's like, I'm not shaving, but I'll get a Pope mobile for you.
Doesn't a dude roll around in a Mercedes?
Does he really?
Yeah, I believe the Pope mobile's a Mercedes. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Mercedes. I'm reading about it. It's a Mercedes.
Dude, how did we get to the Pope mobile today?
Because the Pope chirped a Cubs fan.
Like, how does that even happen?
We're Cubs fans because of Oak State James.
James, how do you do this?
We were winning the World Series until James showed up. We beat the Padres. Literally, we beat the fathers, the pontiffs, the Padres. Like, this dude was done. He was cooked. And then this dude showed up. And then this dude showed up. Thanks for nothing. Right? Like, it's wild to me. There is only one pontiff. There can only be one, says Big Pontiff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have video of it? Yes, I do, but I don't believe we can play it. I believe it's copyrighted.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get, like, I'm already on, if there is a God, he hates me. So I ain't trying to.
Yeah, it's already over for you.
I ain't trying to infringe his copyright. Him and his dad. Pope throws holy wafers, not tortillas. Good point. Good point. That's a picture of the Pope throwing tortillas into the crowd. I mean, it really could be. I cannot believe he wrecked the Cubs.
Yeah, that's painful, bro. Completely and utterly painful.
I just saw that. And I was like, dude, we're done.
Cooked.
We're so done. Right? Like, when you yell, go Cubs, and he yells, they lost. You're dead. It's over. And if you want to see it, I retweeted it. Yeah, he absolutely oh my God, and now I've seen the video from a different, God damn it. Jake, now you got to get this. I don't care if it's copyright infringement.
Okay, send it to me.
This is so frustrating. He absolutely lit us up. He stopped, you guys. He absolutely stopped his roll. Oh my God, this is so demoralizing. This is so wait until you guys see this.
Okay, first of all, the G-Wagon.
It's swag. It is. See, now I don't care about the copyright. Because this is mean-spirited. The Pope Mobile is a Dodge Monaco from 74. We're on a mission from God. What a movie. Leipold tells lies, lies. Okay. You could buy me a Mercedes. I'll call it the Big Daddy Mobile. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, if the Bills win another game.
They won't.
They won't. I want to see how loud the pipes sound when they hit full throttle on the Pope Mobile. That thing's a beast, dude. That thing is a beast. He is a true Southsider with that comment.
Oh, man, he's probably going to get shot then. That's all they do in Chicago.
Shut up. Toot pants. The Pope is turning Cub fans into atheists.
I believe the terminology is unbelievers.
Thou heathen pagan Cub fan. That's me. I'm just not willing to. I guess the bottom line is I'm just not willing to sit here and get my ass handed to me by the freaking Pope. And you're going to anyway. Did you see the video, Jake?
Yeah, I'm about to add it. Hang on one sec.
It's so bad, you guys. Wait until you see.
And the problem is Buddy yelled at him a second time to get his attention. It was over, and then you yelled at him to get his attention, and he turned around.
Wait until you see how hard he goes here.
Go Cubs! Go Cubs! Go Cubs!
Dude, I mean, it's over for it. I mean, do you just want to, bro? Do you just want to end the show now after just the roasting that just happened?
He goes full, but he goes from, I'm the Pope.
Hey, I'm the Pope. Gabagool, give me some food. God bless you.
Look how pure and white my dress is. Look at my G-Wagon. They lost. Fuck the Cubs. Look how pure I am.
By the way, God didn't hear me say that, just so you know.
Go Cubs! Go Cubs! Go Cubs!
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Like, I gotta be honest.
Lost.
Like, this is a new low, bro. This is a new low right here. This is a new low.
They lost. They lost. He yells. He. Do you guys see his full upper body turn? That's the problem. His full upper body turned. And the worst part is this fucking guy didn't only say it in English, he said it in Latin. Listen, he says in Latin, they have lost. And then says they lost.
Go Cubs! Go Cubs! Go Cubs!
You can hear it clearly as though it is the voice of God himself.
So bro ended you in multiple different languages.
My God. No, it's not. No, it's not. The white flag they wave at the end wins. Now that means surrender. Oh my God. Make peace over some deep dish. Deep dish pizza is overrated. I was digging the new Pope. Now I kind of love him. It is pretty cool. Right? It is it is some badass.
Go Cubs! Go Cubs! Go Cubs!
It's just
in a G-Wagon, bro.
I mean, this is worse than any like foreign leader or anything like doing something from the top of their jet stairway or like, you know, like any of the disrespectful ass things we've seen over the year. Like this is like, dude, he just in front of thousands of people just owned you.
Thousands?
Like, come on.
Dude, 30,000.
Go Cubs! Go Cubs! Go Cubs!
And the worst part is you're being an asshole. Go Cubs! Go Cubs! Go Cubs! Hey, they lost. Jesus himself told me they lost. Go to hell.
Shut up! They lost.
I mean, how bad can this season get? We got chirped by the Pope.
And the front office is like, nah, we don't need pitching. Nah, we don't need another bat. Nah, you know, average ass Matt Shaw doesn't need to be upgraded. Nah, Justin Turner and his stained shoulder on his crispy white Cubs uni doesn't need to be replaced. No problem, dude. Nah, Kyle Tucker and his crying ass in the middle of the season. We're paying him $500 million. No problem. Screw the Pope. We're just going to be average. What's the big deal? Come on, dude. Come on. Come on. And then to double down, you know, the Bears get lucky with Buddy the kicker the other night. I mean, this would have been a million times worse had he missed that and then we get the Pope. Like, come on, dude.
Why bring the Bears into it? Well,
Because
I know
it's the
why
whole
bring
thing.
the
It's
Bears
the whole
into
thing.
it?
It's the
No,
whole
it's
thing.
not. No,
Yeah,
it's
it
not.
is.
The
Yeah, it
Bears
is.
are legitimately improving, and now you got to bring them
Jake
in and
Moody's
slander
not an
God's
improvement,
name.
bro.
Well, he made a field goal. That's all I care about.
Yeah,
Hopefully, he
whatever,
makes
bro.
another one because we're too damn cheap to sign a real kicker. I mean, don't bring the Bears because then Oak State James is going to comment on how the Bears look better, and please don't bring the Bears into it. You're going to encourage him, Monty. If he did that towards my Texas Longhorns, I'd be crushed. Thanks. And I would also like to point out that I was watching the vaunted Get Up this morning, and anybody see what Jordan Palmer said about Arch Manning?
Oh, he's the best quarterback ever. Just
What
incredible.
What did I say about Arch Manning? He's improving.
That you were right and everyone was wrong, and he's the best.
Best game he's had this year. Looks like he's in command of the offense. Yeah, I don't know ball, though. I don't know ball. Couple more than NFL power rankings. The Pope to Cubs fans, the power of Christ compels you. Exactly. Exactly. Bears turn into a pumpkin next week. What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that even mean, dude?
I have no idea what that means. Like, you say
gotta get
stuff.
some new material, bro.
Is seriously, like, do you watch football? Do you know ball? I will also say Wasa Klowski is never right about football.
Yeah,
It
hey,
does
Unc,
make
you
me
might want to watch some football, dude.
You know. And then there's Kay Nurin that says that Bear is better than Manning.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
it was nice knowing you, Kay.
You mean the Bear Bachmeyer who couldn't throw a pass in the red zone last weekend? Other than that, he's great. I mean, we got chirped by the Pope, dude. Like, that's amazing and both really terrible. The Pope pronounced us dead. Kind of like the Detroit Lions.
So, Wasa Klowski, where are we at on the Lions, dude? What's the spin this week?
Wasa Klowski.
What's the spin this week? That they're just going to figure it out and everything's going to work out and all that? Or what are we doing?
Well, when you let's do it this way. When you look at the power rankings in the NFL and you really start getting into the whys and hows of this, like, what are you genuinely surprised about in the NFL this year?
That Buffalo is as bad as they are. I mean, still 4-2. Still 4-2. But
I would agree with that.
Not dominant. Not the same team. And maybe we should just be saying, hey, it's a couple of bad weeks. They'll figure it out. Let's give them the Philly medicine, right? Oh, it's Nick Sirianni. They'll figure it out and everything will be fine. Okay. All right. So if they're just going to figure it out, here's the problem. New England is figuring it out, bro. Like, they're 4-2 as well, and they're pushing you right now. And you got to figure out.
Team in the NFL.
Yeah. So, like,
New England's the top 10 team.
Yeah. So, like, then it's like, all right, well, of the other 4-win teams, then you got to look around and you're like, okay, well, Detroit's 4-2. What do we say about Detroit? Well, what I say about Detroit is you look like a mess. That's what I say. You looked like a mess this week. And, I don't know. I don't know if you've just fallen off the rocker offensively, if this was Spags actually showing up on defense.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about this. I mean, you were held scoreless in the third, 7 points in the fourth. They scored in every quarter. You didn't really look that competitive in that game. And so I don't know. It's hard because it's like, all right, we're now at that point where we're past the quarter post of the season. really entering the meat of your schedule now. And you should be, the best team in the division. And right now you are, if you're the Lions. But you're not exactly inspiring confidence that you're just going to walk away with the division and go on another NFC championship run. Like, that's the problem I have.
See, and I think like the Philadelphia Eagles, shocking to me. How bad they are offensively, shocking to me. That they can't run the ball, shocking to me. I think the Detroit Lions are exactly who we thought they were. And when we start looking at who the best teams in the NFL are, I think in week 7, with where we are, I don't think there's any doubt Tampa's the best team in the NFL right now. That Baker Mayfield's probably your NFL MVP right now if it were today. I take Tampa 1. I've got Kansas City 2, because now you have legitimately 3 wide receivers who can beat you every snap. And their defense has really improved. Crazily, week to week, their defense got much better. And when I look at the way they absolutely took the Lions apart, I think it validated everything I felt about the Lions. Jared Goff's a statue. I think the Lions have some real problems defensively, like systematic problems. And I think when you start looking at how good Aiden Hutchinson is playing, you just have to ask yourself, how are you struggling this much with him playing really good football that you can't cover? That they still are in this place where they are susceptible to big plays. And it's problematic. I think you have Tampa 1, Kansas City 2. I think I still put Philadelphia 3. As disappointed as I am in their offense, I can't find a way to put Buffalo ahead of Philadelphia at this point, because I actually think that they're just not playing any particular style of football in Buffalo. They're not playing any, and I don't know, is the Buffalo defense good enough to play 4 quarters against the best teams in the NFL? The answer so far has been an unequivocal no. No, they're not. But I think Philadelphia 3, Buffalo 4. And then the question is, how good are the Indianapolis Colts? Because I think the Colts are on the border of becoming one of the top 6 or 7 teams in this league. And if we go Tampa 1, Kansas City 2, Philly 3, Buffalo 4, Detroit 5, I think you're looking at the Indianapolis Colts are the 6th best team in the NFL right now.
Well, the problem is, and I don't disagree with that by ranking and what we're looking at. The problem is they lost to the only good team they played. That's the problem. So your only loss is the Rams, 27-20. So this week you're going to play the Chargers, and I think it's a great measuring stick game to determine who this team is. If you beat the Chargers, okay, yeah, now you're legitimately a good team. Now I can say, okay, cool, you beat the Chargers. That's a road game. You guys played your ass off. You're a good team. Can beat anybody on any given Sunday. And depending on how it shakes out.
Daniel Jones, though, is showing that he truly is a dual threat. He is a dual threat quarterback. He's running. I think he's I want to say he's 2nd in rushing touchdowns for quarterbacks behind Jalen Hurts. I think that's going to be a very interesting matchup. I also think the Rams and Packers and Colts are very similar football teams, so I think they're probably all 6th. And then I think the darling of the bottom half of the top 10 is the Seattle Seahawks. I'll continue to sing their praises. I mean, I think it is really impressive with how much better Byron Murphy is on that defensive line. He is truly impressive. And I think there's a host of other teams down there. I am not on the Broncos bandwagon. I think Bo Nix is playing average-ass football.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm the only one. I think everybody else is absolutely throating that guy. I'm telling you, Bo Nix is very average.
Dude, the hype was incredible in the preseason. I mean, you had his head coach's name that I just can't remember right now. Sean Payton, just absolutely, throat stretching him. I mean, you're talking about, hey, this cat's ability to, digest the playbook, and man, he's just so in control, and because of that, we can do all these great things. And it's like, yeah, dude, but the problem is that you're hyping the hell out of your quarterback, which inevitably leads to people feeling disappointed and highlighting the shortcomings in other areas on the team. That's your mistake as a head coach. And again, I'll continue to say it. Nobody has yet to reach the heights with Sean Payton that Drew Brees did. And I think Drew Brees mentally was an all-time great for that. And I just think that it takes a long time because again, it's not just digesting the playbook. It's not just, hey, he called X, that means I got to throw it here. It's not just that in that offense. You have to be to a point where it's like, hey, I know the play, I can see the defense, and then I can know the play I should run off of this formation that we have in order to be successful there in an offense that's trying to go down the field. And I just think that it's too much risk right now for the reward that you're trying to get to. And so you wind up being in a place where you're underachieving and you're not what you wanted to be, and you're trying to figure it out. And that's what I think is hard for Denver right now. Now, is it possible that they put their foot on the gas and they figure this out and they somehow they somehow rattle off a 12-win season? Maybe. I mean, maybe. But right now, obviously, you've lost to, once again, a couple of good teams here, the Colts and the Chargers. So, you beat the Eagles. What does that say? How do we feel about that? Because I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it is really interesting. The decline of the Philadelphia Eagles should be studied.
Yes.
I will just continue to say Nick Sirianni ain't that guy. And he's got a Super Bowl, and he's done really good things there. And I listen, I get it. I'm just going to continue to tell you that is a horribly flawed football team. And I don't truly understand how you fix that. I don't know how you fix that. Right? Because I want to understand it, and I just don't. I don't get it. And I think when we start looking at the way that these games are turning out for them, like the numbers are very ugly for Philadelphia offensively. They're very, I think Dan Orlovsky on ESPN has done a really good job identifying how they're tipping their pitches for 3 straight weeks, and they haven't fixed it. And you're either being stubborn or you're just not a good football team. And it's one of the two. But if Nick Sirianni wants to keep his job, he had better change things up offensively, because it's getting to the point where I don't know that he can. And we're starting to try and figure out if he can. And the answer is, I don't know. I mean, are you a Nick Sirianni believer? Like, where do you come down on it?
It's what you always say. Hey, he's won a Super Bowl, but do we really believe that he's going to find a way out of this? I mean, I just have a lot of trouble with that, dude. I mean, I guess part of me feels like, how is it so difficult to put together an offense on a team that's got Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Saquon Barkley, and that cast in the wide receiver room? I mean, I just don't know how it's that difficult. How is it that difficult to be a good team and to consistently be a good team? Because that's the word, right? I mean, you were really good last year, obviously. Yeah. And this year has just been, it's not been like dumpster fire bad, but it certainly hasn't been, vibe-wise, hasn't been great. And everyone's like, oh, well, they're 4-2 and they're good. But yeah, you've lost 2 in a row. You lost to the Bucs. Okay, it's the Bucs. Best team in football right now. All right, well, we'll cut you some slack there. What the hell was that against the Giants?
And by the way, I called that. I said they lose to the Giants at the Giants because you could just see they're playing terrible football. They had no answer physically for Cam. They had no desire to put a hat on a hat and play physical football and meet the Giants where they needed to meet them. And so you got doubled up. Like, how does that happen, dude? That's unacceptable.
And I think their offensive efficiency numbers are brutal. Who's the worst team in the NFL right now, Jake? Worst team in the NFL. I think there's only one.
I don't think there's only one. I disagree with that. I think
the New York Jets are by far the worst team in the NFL. I think they are the worst team. The New York Jets have very little cohesion. I mean, you're every mistake that you can make, they're making it. I don't know what hope do they even have.
Well, there's not. Your season's over. That's it.
And when your season's over like that, you have to be playing for something. And I think they're playing for nothing. Honest to God, I think they're playing for nothing. And I look at, obviously, Cam Ward's regression at Carolina, huge story. You fired your head coach. New Orleans, they're awful. They're not nearly as bad as the Jets.
Well, I was going to say, because if we just look at record, sure, it's the Jets, right? But none of us were like, oh man, the Jets are going to turn around this year. I don't think anyone was expecting a 10-win season out of the Jets. So I'm not really, surprised. I am surprised by 0-6. I kind of figured it'd be like 1-5, 2-4, that kind of thing. But the Ravens to me are still the team that are, by far the biggest disappointment in the league. And I think you want to talk about your season being over and having nothing to play for. That's the organization to me that has nothing to play for, because you had Super Bowl aspirations. There's no other way to describe it. And you're 1-5. Derrick Henry fumbled 2 wins away, and you're just going to sit here and play meaningless football the rest of the year. And you're going to hope, and I haven't looked at your schedule, but when do the Steelers come back to town?
Not soon enough.
I'm sorry. You have to wait all the way until December 7th to play the Steelers again to have any type of meaningful football in your life.
Right. But I think the thing that matters is that they get the Bengals twice, the Steelers twice. They're going to have a chance to win that division. And you look at the fact that they beat Cleveland once and they're going to play Cleveland again. They absolutely have a chance to win that division. And we're going to find out if Pittsburgh's for real, because they play Pittsburgh. Baltimore plays Pittsburgh twice in the last 5 weeks of the season. And they finish at Pittsburgh. So we're going to find out. And there's a lot of football to be played in between there, obviously. But I think the 5 worst teams in the NFL are the Jets, the Titans, the Saints. And then I think it's really tough between who's worse, the Dolphins or the Browns. And
dude, this Tua thing with Miami is...
It's a problem. Here's Tua Tagovailoa.
A mistake, and I'm owning up to that right now. I've talked to guys on the team about it, talked to the leaders about it, and that they know my heart. They know that the intent was right, but no matter the intent, the intent can be right, but when things get misconstrued or however the media wants to portray it, that leaves a void of silence and a lot of questions for the guys on our team. Now, being 1-5, we talk a lot about, all right, we got to get this going. We got to get this going. Come in excited to go to work. Forget about the noise. And I feel like I just added onto that for our guys. For myself, I got to look at myself as the leader, protecting the team. I don't feel like I did that to the best of my abilities. I felt like I let the emotions of the game get to me after the game. And, that's something that I can learn from as a leader on this team. And what happens in-house should be protected, and none of that should have gotten out. And so I want to publicly apologize about that, want to move forward, and now I want to focus on Cleveland Browns.
Well, and that's all well and good, except the guy who's about to get fired. Listen to Mike McDaniel talk about Tua.
Well, I mean, now that I've heard of them, you guys caught me before I heard them, so it was kind of like, it doesn't surprise me whatever reaction. I think, regardless of an intent and what was on Tua's mind, after a loss as the franchise quarterback, that's not the forum to displace that. I think he knows that now. I do honestly believe it was not. There's no ill intention, but you're talking about I think kind of a misguided representation of player orchestrated film sessions, and the bottom line is no one's going to be happy, and always is looking for reasons for failure to succeed. So you're trying to look for reasons that you can attribute to losses, and there's heavy as the crown of being a franchise quarterback. I think what I do know is that he's directly communicated with a lot of guys, starting with last night, and that's what teammates do, and you live and you learn, and ultimately I look at it like everything else. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Accountability and our team's performance always lies squarely on my shoulders. So
I'm not sure what he said.
I just don't. Who was clearer, him or Miss Teen South Carolina, bro?
The Iraq. That's a minute and 40 seconds of our lives we're never going to get back.
Iraq.
And Jake, we have a rule on this show that Jake is well aware of, that we don't play bites that long, and yet still. I don't know who's worse, Cleveland or Miami. I want to default to Cleveland. I don't think I can do that. I mean, I think it's Cleveland, the Iraq, New Orleans, Tennessee, and the Jets is the worst.
Agreed.
I am amazed. And as bad as Dylan Gabriel was, and he was not good, whatever it is Tua said makes him worse than yeah, I don't know. Sounds like the Miami coach is the coach of the Iraq.
Yeah, dude.
Iraq.
Sounds drunk. You're not wrong. Johnny says, what emotions on a bad Dolphin team? We ass right now. You're not wrong.
We keeping a buck right now. We ass.
You're not wrong. TCU James. Why does the Miami head coach look like he should be a guidance counselor at a high school?
What do you mean? Like,
why do you look like you chop down trees to build dams? I'm a head out.
Dude.
And I'll see you in Valhalla.
I am not a good person.
Dude, come on, bro.
Where are we going? To hell. All right, the Pope chirped a Cub fan. Should probably okay. Cleveland, since there's no victories in Northeast Ohio. True. Find out Sunday who's worse, Dolphins or Browns. True. I should probably apologize. I'm not gonna.
You've now twice said that bro has bigger teeth than a beaver.
What's Oregon State got to do with this?
All
Morgan State James, you're on the Monty Show. Hello.
Well, Monty, the CNS seating at Reeser needs to be improved.
All right, we'll let them know. Okay. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. All right. Non-sports stories, as always, on the Monty Show. We are presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business, a crypto scam that you've got to be aware of in 30 seconds.
You're not just a case. You're not just a client. You're a person, and you deserve support. You deserve simplicity. You deserve communication. When you hire an attorney, you deserve clear, risk-free advice that guides you to the best possible outcome in your injury case. And that's exactly what the Advocates have been providing for over 30 years. After your accident, you deserve closure. You deserve compassion. You deserve peace of mind. You deserve an advocate.
Yes, you do. Get clear, risk-free advice 24/7, 365 at theadvocates.com. That's right. No chatbots, no AI. Just clear, risk-free advice. Go to an attorney who's fought the fight. They have fought insurance companies. They have fought workman's comp cases. They have fought dog bites, car accidents, bike incidents. Halloween is 2 weeks away now, folks. 2 weeks away, Halloween already. Be careful. There's going to be a lot of kids on the road. There's going to be a lot of kids walking around your neighborhoods. Be careful. If the worst happens, get to the advocates.com. Stand up for yourself, James. It was a joke. I was kidding. James, at least you have hair. I don't have hair. I have hair. What do you mean I don't have hair? That was a game about to lose my job and have no more excuses gibberish. Yeah, I think it was.
Okay.
I think it was. I was kidding, James. It was a joke. All right. Massive crypto scam. Did you guys hear about this? Do you guys worry about getting scammed? Because this one is pretty ridiculous. It is. Jake, are you a crypto guy?
Not generally speaking. I mean, I think that there's no question there was opportunity with crypto back in 2010, 2012, before it ever had legs or steam, So people who invested in it now are going to tell you they knew all along, yada, yada, yada. But I think that it's just another, right now anyway, it's just another thing. It's another opportunity, another fugazi, another idea, more fairy dust about how you can get rich quick. And that's my problem with it.
Here's how the scam works. Scammers from the Iraq call your house, and they say they're government agents. They say they're cops, the IRS. Family member, I've kidnapped your family member. And they're targeting younger people and elderly folks. And the scam works that, hey, you need to deposit $10,000 in cash into a Bitcoin ATM. And you need to deposit it into, because you go to these Bitcoin ATMs, you put in an account number, you deposit the cash, boom, gone. And there's all kinds of warnings on the crypto ATMs. And yet these people, one person in South Hadley, Massachusetts, lost $11,000. They were working in a convenience store that has an ATM, a crypto ATM. The scammers called the store and said, "We've kidnapped your family. Open the safe." The employee opened the safe, took out $11,000, put it into the crypto ATM. Money's gone forever. Like, this is happening all over the place. And part of me wants to say, well, like, how dumb are you? But I feel like I just don't know how people fall for these scams anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that I am crazy. If you look at like I recently filed a petition on a government website, a legal document, not a petition. That's the wrong word. I filed a legal document for a business that I own. Immediately, I started getting phone calls. I have lived in this condo for less than a week. Immediately, I started getting mail. Hey, you have to pay this amount to set this business up. The one letter was like $10,000. And you know it's a scam. But on the letter, it says send via Zelle or Venmo to this username. And it's like, do you really think that this government agency would be telling me to pay by Zelle or Venmo?
You're putting money into mailers to scam people.
It's wild to me. And the thing that I that really resonates with me is these are people who are losing $10,000, $20,000. That's their life savings. Like there was a story about a late 70 woman, like I said, I think it was 78 years old, and she was told that she had been overpaid through a pension, and that she needed to immediately repay $15,000 or she was going to go to jail, and the cops were on the way. And she panicked, went to her bank, withdrew $15,000, and they stay on the phone with you. They direct you to the crypto ATM. They give you the account number. You put it in, you deposit the money, boom, it's gone forever. And of course, it's a scam. But they had hacked the member rolls of this union, this pension, and targeted the pensioners. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah, man. I mean, again, not to be an a-hole, but I'm sure for those guys, it's really good business. The problem is it's nefarious and terrible. It's the worst of the worst.
Here's the other problem. Several of the local law enforcement communities went after the company that owns and maintains the crypto ATM network and the crypto ATM machines on the grounds of 80% of the money deposited in crypto ATMs is the result of a scam or a fraud. And the people who own the machines and maintain the network are willing participants because they get a large percentage of the money of cash deposited into those Bitcoin ATMs. A large percentage is paid to the network fee.
Mm-hmm.
And so in one case in Pennsylvania, they were able to freeze the machine, get the $15,000 back. The crypto ATM company went to court and won. And this was the case of the woman that lost her 15 grand in the pension. And the court said, no, the ATM company gets the money back. Like, it's crazy to me. And I just don't understand. Like, listen, folks, if somebody calls you from the IRS, hang up the phone. The IRS isn't calling you.
Nope.
If somebody calls you and says there's a warrant out for your arrest, unless you pay this amount now through Venmo, hang up. If anybody calls you, hang up. Do not answer unknown call numbers. Do not answer spam calls because they're all scams. Yet these people answer their phones.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never
they don't know any
understand.
better. That's the problem. They're gullible. They don't know any better. They're not comfortable with technology. And they're just living in the olden days. The days of, you worked your whole life, you have savings, and that's it. Like,
yes.
Just,
yeah,
that's what it is.
Unpaid tolls, even though you live in a state without toll roads. It's amazing. Amazing. When the threats are over the top, you should realize it's a scam. Gold reaches 5K. You think we're all screwed. Well, I just think that older people and younger people are not capable. And it's why, and I don't mean to go too far with this, but it's why the erosion of the family unit in this country really, really makes this possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because if grandma lived with the grandkids and when she retired and her husband died and she's living alone in a home in Massachusetts, maybe she wouldn't have lost 15 grand. You know, like it's crazy to me. It is absolutely crazy to me. Johnny, is this crypto or lottery we're talking about? Exactly. 80% sounds low. Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to be smart to be rich. Well, look at all the people who win the lottery. Jake, weren't we talking about that recently where you were asking me what I would do if I won the lottery because most people lose money on it?
Oh yeah, it's like I think the stat was like 70 some odd percent of people, might have been even 80 percentile, I can't remember, but it's like most people end up going bankrupt after they win the lottery at some point because they quit their job and then they burn the money too fast to sustain it. They don't invest it, they spend it all, and they don't have the job now, so they can't go back, so they're kind of stuck, so they go bankrupt.
It's really sad. And it's who we've become as a society. It literally is who we've become as a society, unfortunately. And I actually think we're all so desperate. Like there was this scam where people were calling, they were like AI generating people's voices, like, and you would call that person's mom and say, "Mom, I need help. I've been kidnapped."
Mm-hmm.
And people were falling for it.
It's terrible,
just
man.
crazy.
It's just, yeah, it's our world is terrible that way. And I don't know. I would agree that the family unit can really help to protect you from this stuff, but it's just not like that anymore, man. The world is unfortunately not going the direction we need it to that way.
Yeah, totally agree. And then again, I say you can't rely on pensions and look at Medicare being gutted. You can't rely on pensions and retirement anymore. And so, dude, I got to tell you, I'm on a heater on Amazon FBA. So I do Amazon FBA private label. And what that means is I source products internationally, usually. And I think today is the most revenue that I have done on Amazon FBA. And you guys know my goal is to do $100,000 a month. That's what I want to make. I want to net $100,000 a month. That's what I want to take home. And I want to do that for the next 8 years full time. That would be ideal. Because I don't think I'll ever fully retire. This is an interesting conversation. I don't know, like in the chat, do you guys have side hustles? Because I've been thinking a lot about this. I don't think I will ever retire. I'll always have my hand in something.
Mm-hmm.
And this Amazon private label thing is probably what that something's going to be until it changes. Because I think we all know things change very quickly.
Right.
But I'm curious what you guys do with your side hustles. Like what are your goals? My goal, I'm 52. My goal is to, by the time I'm 60, have at least $10 million in the bank or be liquid to $10 million. That's my goal at a minimum. And I think I honestly think I can do it. I think, especially now that I've started like real estate investing and I actually have a full-on rental property now that I'm using. I'm curious, what do you guys have plans? Jake, do you think you'll ever fully retire? You're obviously 20 years younger than me. Do you think you'll ever fully retire?
I mean, I don't think I'll probably ever fully retire. I think that I think the advent of making money on the internet has kind of changed the whole retire, idea. I think retiring for me, I guess retiring for me has always meant like, not that I wouldn't make any more money,
Right.
It just means that I wouldn't be doing like a 9 to 5, like a corporate or like I wouldn't be earning income in an employment fashion is what retirement means to me. Like,
And I hope
think when
I'm
you
done doing that. I hope I'm done doing that inside of a year. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, so like I think that my goal, even before we came across private label and just I mean, this was a concept for me even before we were doing this show. Like I've thought about this for a really long time. Like my goal was always, I was always like, dude, like it always dawned on me like, hey, if I retire at 70, if I retire at 70, like that only gives me, like if I'm lucky, 30 years, if I'm not lucky, 10 years to do what I want to do in the day to day, which is really limiting. Obviously that's not what you want, ideally. So now that like we've done the show for a certain amount of time and we're working on private label and we just have these things that we're working on, my newer goal would be, I was thinking about it the other day, like I would love to be my latest timeline would be like 40. I would love to be done 9 to 5ing and being like, I would love to have my time back in my day sooner than that. But just, you think about like you being 20 years ahead of me, like you have a house, like obviously you're not using it right now, but like you've bought houses, you've done these major purchases in life, you've done these things. So like for me, being done earning as much money as possible probably isn't the right thing to do at 40, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe I go ham, maybe things break perfectly and that happens,
At 40, I think you could easily be, you better not be drawing a paycheck at 40. Like, I think that's 8 years away or whatever. You better not be earning a paycheck at 40. I think we have to get to this place where we look at revenue generation differently. I just don't think that we can continue to think like, you look at the job market in this country is absolutely horrendous.
Well, yeah, and I think the concept of
find a job.
Yeah, the concept, but it goes. I agree with that, but I think it goes a layer deeper, right? It's not just that you can't find a job; it's that even when you do find that job, let's say that you're an elite candidate and you do find a job and you're able to pick up employment, even at that point, the 9 to 5. Unless you're a corporate person that's been in it for 30 years, your 9 to 5 is not enough anymore.
No.
And this is the point I've been saying for years on this show, that even before the pandemic, I think we've talked about this, that you can clearly see things are trending in a direction where, your $100,000 a year job just simply is not enough. Like we're getting to a point where, and I feel like we're there now actually, to where you have to have revenue generation that works while you're not working on it.
That's
and
right.
Also, passive income works while you're not working on it. But also, uses the entire globe as a revenue generator. Like that's why Amazon works so well. That's why there are some of these other businesses that work so well, because you don't have to trade your time for the revenue. And that's what I think people haven't quite picked up on yet. And I think the Bitcoin thing, people jumped all over Bitcoin because they thought it was the savior, and it turns out it wasn't, right? Like whether you lost your Bitcoin key or you got scammed or whatever it might have been, that's the problem, dude. That's
I lost
the
my
issue.
Bitcoin key 10 years ago. I put $500 into Bitcoin, lost the key. What would it be worth now? I think we have to find side hustles that are an avenue to financial freedom. I think it's really important. And I think it's very interesting generationally. And again, I'm terrible at knowing the generations, but I think it's very interesting that we've gone from, the millennial not wanting to buy a house or get married or have 2.5 kids and a dog and a picket fence to daydreaming about what that side hustle that'll explode into multi-millions is going to be. And it's very interesting being in this. I went through a course for Amazon FBA. I paid for a course. And as part of that, you get a huge community, you get ongoing support and education and all that stuff. And it's very interesting to see the success in Amazon FBA based on your age and how many people don't have the ability to just stick with it, to just have some stick-to-itiveness about what they're doing or what you're trying to accomplish. And it's just wild to me how many people give up. Like, you start something with a vision and you run into something that really isn't that difficult and you just quit. Because the most difficult part of Amazon, FBA, like selling products with your own brand on Amazon, the most difficult part of that is dealing with Amazon. There's just no question about that. But once you learn how to do that and how to operate in their ecosystem, and that you can't send them a message through their portal, you need to, because Amazon has a feature in what's called Seller Central, where you can hit a button and they will call you instantly. That's what you need to do. But so many people, and it's younger people, I think it's 35 and younger, don't want to talk on the phone. They want to send a message through a help portal, and that's just not going to cut it, right? So it's really interesting to see generationally who succeeds and who fails at Amazon FBA, because I think there's so many side hustles, whether it's prop sports betting, the shoe game is one, like Amazon FBA, Turo, real estate. Like, I mean, there's how many side hustles? Drop shipping. There's just so many of them. And yet what you see is the people who fail are the people who quit or give up. And it's remarkable. So do you guys have side hustles? In the comment section, what do you guys do for side hustles? I think it's a fascinating one. Tupan says 10 million, you can retire comfortably, save 4% burn rate would give you 400,000 a year. I am somebody that.
But see, and this is a really fair point, Tupans. I don't disagree with this, but I think that concept in retirement, I think, is tired, right? Because you have to have so much money now to comfortably live that I would rather be in a place where I don't have to worry about burn rate. I want to be in a place where I've built something that's just producing for me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And all I got to do is put, I mean, honestly, like right now, what are you putting in? 2 hours a day, maybe? I mean,
on Amazon?
Yeah. I mean,
not
like,
even.
So the thing is like, and again, this isn't like to sell the side hustle of private label, but I do think about the other side hustles, and I'm not sure there's a better one. When you think about like, you got to get the education, right? I'm a big believer in that, and we talked about that at the beginning of the product or the process. And then once you have the education around it, then it's just a matter of financials and just going through the process of setting it up. But once you go through that process, then you're in a really good spot. And I just think that the process, what's hard is that it's like, hey, at 30, like I oftentimes feel behind, but then at the same time, I'm like, I'm not really behind. I'm just trying to figure out how to get ahead, and it's a hard sort of like, it's sort of a hard mentality to kind of go back and forth with. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like, when I look at Amazon FBA, I think it is the ultimate side hustle because there just is there's no time commitment. It is truly passive income. Sitting here during the show today, I've sold 6 units, right? I've moved 6. And granted, my arc in this product is very young. I literally have sold less than 200 units of this particular product, but you can see the ramp, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my goal every day is to net $300 a day on Amazon FBA, which nets you $108,000 a month, right? That's the ramp up. The hard part is that you have to learn. You have to know what you don't know. And I think too many people simply will not spend the time and effort to make money and understand that just because you fail once doesn't mean that you're not going to make any money, right? And I think that's the hardest part, is that for me, like Amazon FBA is a learning process. The private label sector is you have to work with suppliers. Frankly, the hardest part about Amazon FBA private label is when your product is being shipped. Right, like right now, I have 2 product restocks that are literally on a cargo ship floating across the ocean. That's going to take about 40 days. And it is really, really tough to sit here and wait for it. Now, thankfully, I'm not out of stock, but the learning curve on Amazon FBA, the mistake I made was, and I would never ask friends or family to leave me reviews on Amazon for products that I sell. I mean, I would never do that. But if I did, certainly I wouldn't ask 5 or 6 people to leave me reviews at the same time so that Amazon suppressed all my reviews. So now I'm having to sit here and pretty much play the game organically. But you learn that's just a mistake. That doesn't mean that I failed. What that means is I just made a mistake.
Yeah.
So I think Amazon FBA private label is undefeated as a side hustle. I think you're going to have to work really hard not to succeed at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and I just think that I think that people get nervous around like, oh, well, it's Amazon, and like, how does that work? And there was all these, I remember when FBA was like a big hit initially, and there were a lot of people, showing off Lambos and stuff after doing FBA, and then people were like, oh, well, how does it work? And there was sort of a nastiness to it at one point, and then I feel like it kind of cooled off, and then people, kind of discovered the private label process and everything. And I just think it's
right. Yeah.
I guess for me, like with where I'm at is I'm just thinking, okay, well, if I can get in the next 2 years, if I can get to a place where Amazon at a minimum is just replacing the 9-to-5 income, that would be a huge improvement on the day-to-day.
And for me, I think the hard part is that as a side hustle, I think you have to really have a plan to scale. And I think being patient with that scaling process is the hardest part, because if you go too fast, you're going to lose money. So I think it's very difficult. What do you mean? So Gumby says, I'm too stupid to know when to quit. That's my problem. Well, I think that's really interesting, actually. Like, does it scare people to go into business for yourselves? Do you guys worry about that? Does that make you nervous?
Well, yeah. I mean, when you think about like, businesses, like there's 1,000,001 businesses, but like a restaurant or like a food concept or like, anything with a storefront.
Dude, we were hours from opening a taco shop in Salt Lake City.
Yeah. And then it didn't happen.
It is so crazy how many things. And I think this is one of the messages that you have to take. Like, it's crazy how many things we've almost done, or like how many things you try to do that you fail at. And I think it's hugely important, man. I think it is hugely important that you only fail when you quit. And I think you have to have that perspective. Jake and I were talking about this before our show today. You have to have the perspective of chase process, don't chase money, because you're not going to make money until you lock in your process. And so many people are chasing money. It's wild. TCU James, I was told don't quit your day job until what you do on the side makes more than what you make on your side job. I don't know what that means. I think you're saying you don't quit your day job until your side hustle makes you more money than your day job.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's necessarily the case. I think you have to, because we're not in this to make the same money we're making already, are we? If that's what you're side hustling for, I just don't think you're in the right side hustle. I think if you're going to side hustle and you're going to bust your ass every day, do it for something that will take you to another level. Do it to something that will level you up. Again, that's my vision on Amazon, is that I know I can start scaling that. Like, I'm close to my first $5,000 a month. The first month where I've made $5,000, I'm close to that on Amazon. Really close to that. So I know that I can scale that. Now I have to pull back ads, I have to pull back expenses. I've reordered my products, so I probably won't have to do that until after Christmas. So in January, I know I'm probably going to have to put out $5,000 to $10,000 more for product reorders. But if that's the case, I've sold all the product I have or darn close to it. So I'm gonna have made more money, and then I'm gonna restock and take the money that I have left over and launch another product. So I can scale that quickly. I think that's what you have to be in business to do.
Yeah,
I don't think we can sit around and
but I think it's not just like it's not the mindset isn't just like, just to replace your income, but I think that those are major benchmarks in life. When you can grow a business to a place where you don't have to work your 9 to 5 anymore, and you can solely focus on that business, and then spending your time improve on like self-improvement and things like that. That's where that comes from. I think we all I think we all want to make as much money as we possibly can, obviously. But I think that the thing is like, getting to 10,000 a month on a side hustle is the hardest part, but then getting to 20, 30 isn't nearly as hard as the first 10, because you're just
totally
scaling, and so it's just like, I think that I'm certainly not getting into it just to replace my 9 to 5 income, but what I am certainly doing is saying, okay, the steps that I'm looking to achieve here, like the major benchmarks I'm looking for is like, hey, I want to grow this until I can replace my income. And then from there, once I get to that level, then the goal will be to scale up to, from there, I can scale it to 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever, as high as possible.
Yep.
And then I just want to get to a point where, and this is really my goal ultimately. I don't know what the number is, but I just want to get to a point where I don't have to worry so much about money in the day to day. I can worry about like doing the things that I actually enjoy doing.
Yeah. By the way, Nader Tots on TikTok says Monty's tacos would be awesome. James would say that. LOL. Yeah, James would say that. So Oak State James lives rent free on my TikTok now.
There you go.
BoQuest. BoQuest says, how did you know that it would be profitable? You don't know that it would be profitable, but you have to have some faith that what you're doing will work.
Well,
right? You have to have some faith in that.
I agree with that. I would partially disagree about knowing it'll be profitable. I knew that this business would be profitable based on the education that we got. Like, it's not hard to understand. Hey, if you follow the education you got, you follow the process that has been proven. It's a proven track record. There's no question about it.
Yep.
There's been thousands of people who have done this, and it's worked for thousands of different people. This is not something that Monty and Two Holes invented.
Yeah, we did not invent this. That's for sure.
So, like, this is not we didn't invent this. We're not recreating fire here. Like, this is, I never had a question that it would be profitable. My only question was, how hard would it be to get to the place I wanted to get to with it? And,
I think there's questions if you can make it profitable. If you as an individual would make it profitable, I think that's for sure. Gumby says, locking in your process is big in my current job. It's big in a lot of jobs. Chris Faithful, I worry about startup costs and losing the money. Well, it depends on, I'm never going to gamble more money than I can afford to lose. But if you live in fear, you're never going to advance. You'll always be playing from behind, which is what Calamoni does when he gives 20 Monty Show membership. Let's go. Appreciate you, Calford. As always, I like the Calamoni name change there. If you're watching on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, anywhere, make sure you come over to YouTube, find the Monty Show. It's in all of my bios. Click the link. Calford's Side Hustle is handing out Monty Show memberships, indeed, and we like that. But yeah, I think that thing about being scared, you can't be scared. You can't be scared. Like, I just sold another unit on Amazon sitting here. Like, it is an amazing side hustle. Learn the process. Be absolutely passionate about the process, and the money will come. I am a big believer. You need to work with somebody who's done this. That's why I joined the FBA Academy that I joined, the class that I joined and took in the academy I'm part of, because those guys have been wildly successful at it. And that's why I chose to give them my money, and it's paid off. So would you say it's easy, Jake, or how would you describe Amazon FBA? Because easy is not the word I would use.
I would say that. I mean, I think easy is super relative. I mean, I wouldn't call it just easy. It's not as easy as going to the store and buying a loaf of bread, certainly. But
I would agree with that.
In terms of starting a business, yeah, I'd say it's pretty easy. I think that to start this business, you need to have a computer, you need to have $5,000 or so, and you need to have